Salute, Knicks fam. Streets are buzzing. Salute chat. Salute Divine. Salute KJ Dub in the house. It's Friday night. Ready to chop it up. How you doing, fellas?
Yo, I'm good. CT, I'm good, man. Ready to get it popping. Glad to be here. Salute my brother KJ. Was good, fam. We here, man. The streets are buzzing in the building, man. We about to get it popping tonight, and we're gonna break down some Nick news, notes, stats, and content, and all that good stuff. So it's glad to be here, man. Let's get it popping.
Salute CT, salute Divine. Streets is buzzing. Knicks Real Talk. We here on this Friday evening. Give me some Nick content. CT, I love the intro. Just mellowing me out. We needed that after these tough losses right now. So I appreciate the intro. CT is well needed in Nick Nation world. So let's get into it tonight.
Hey, appreciate you, gentlemen. It's all love. I think the Knicks fans, the chat, we all need the wise words of you fellas, giving it to us straight. You know, I've had a couple of days now. We face Houston, as we know, tomorrow in the MSG, the final game of this homestand. We need a bounce back in the worst way, fellas. What are your feelings on the Orlando game now? It's in the past, and looking ahead, Divine.
You know what? After going 2-2 and 3 in the last 5 games, the 500 battle up and down. You know, with our offense not clicking the way it needs to in the first unit. I'm just looking for them to have, to bounce back, man. Have a couple of good days of practice this week. Try to rejuvenate the cell. Try to rekindle that fighting spirit, and try to correct all the things they're not doing good. Try to fix what's broken. And hopefully, Tibbs, he talked about that in the press conference where he's holding himself accountable a little bit for that. So that's really good to see. Like I said, coming from the coach, bringing that leadership to let them know that I got to get my thing together too. But I know he might have did it to take the pressure off the team saying it. But I'm glad that he did that, man. And I think we're gonna be all right just from that standpoint. But we just got to get back at it, though.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. And yeah, KJ, I love that. I love that shirt you're rocking. It's a new one.
Thank you. I just think they got to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one practice at a time, and one game at a time. They just have to slow everything back down. I think I'm pretty sure they were anticipating to get off to a better start than what they were, and now we hit this 8-7 mark, which is still 8-7 is still a game above 500, so it's not a bad record. But I think the expectations are starting to slow down, even from their standpoint, and I think those points that Tibbs won on the board, he has to reevaluate some of the things he does as far as offense and defense. So, like I said, it's a learning curve, but I'd rather have the learning curve early right now than later. So let's hopefully we get a win tomorrow, and then worry about Chicago on Sunday, and then go from there.
Yeah, well said. And salute to the chat. Mansa Deshawn, salute fam. Geraldine, you know what it is. Jonathan, appreciate you. Nick's Real Talk in the house. Got my man Divine, KJ Dub. Hey, we're just going to have fun tonight. Preview the Houston matchup. We're going to talk about, our expectations, where we sit right now, moving forward, and we'll talk about the Eastern standings, the games that are going on right now as we speak. Let's just have fun tonight. I want to pull up some injury news. So we had some good news, fellas, that Nerlens Noel was upgraded to probable for tomorrow, Divine, and unfortunately Taj Gibson is doubtful. But it's good news. We might see Mitch and Noel healthy together for the same game.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. They could that could happen, man. To get him back, he's a major part of that team from in all ways, man. On a defense, he anchors that front line with Mitchell Robinson. Give Richard Robinson minutes chance, not to have to play so much coming out the gate till he get ready. But and just having his all around basketball talent. Noel played a good part for the Knicks last year. Help us be part of that 41-win team. He anchored that defense, like I said, man. So he come back, man. That's going to be a good spark for us. We're going to need him because our schedule's about to get brutal. So we're going to need him to be really be there for that. I'm glad to see him back to help us out down there.
Yeah.
I second that. Divine and CT. I think Noel is an energy guy. On some nights could be our best defender out there. We missed that in the second unit with him. And also. Gibson doesn't get as tired as much with Noel in there. If he gets in between Mitchell Robinson and Noel, to have that as a backup is great. Although I will miss Gibson because he provides that strength that we need, that toughness, that New York Devon says the New York defense gritty committee. We need that, and hopefully New Orleans Noel can come back and keep that same energy he's been keeping up with on that second unit.
Yeah, facts, gentlemen. Jonathan couldn't have said it better. We need Noel badly. I saw his impact, against that Milwaukee game, fellas, in Milwaukee. He just turned that game around, and we missed that, that pick and roll defense. Just another player that lays their body all out there, lays it on the line like Taj Gibson does. And I think with part of our drop in defense this season, I think has been a result of not having Mitch and Noel healthy together for 48 minutes, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. I second that 100%, everybody. Salute to the chat, man. Pardon me. Salute to Jonathan, the Fishers, everybody, man. Geraldine, salute to all y'all. I'm glad y'all ain't here tonight, man. I know it's an off night. Knicks spirits is down around Knicks Nation, but we're going to get it popping. Marshad, Deshaun, salute to you as well, my brother. But we're going to keep it popping, though. We're going to get the spirits up. We're going to get this thing rolling. We got a game tomorrow. But like you said, just piggybacking back off of our two centers, man. Them dudes together get you almost by themselves 4 block shots a game. You know what I mean? 4 or 5, or just them two guys alone. And right now we having a problem with our defense point guard situation because they're getting broken down at the dribble most of the time. And it's good to have two guys back there like that who can at least make an effort to help them guys out. You know what I mean? Because when you don't got to, it's a team defense thing, man. But we don't want it to get happening too much because that's going to wear them guys up. But to have them two guys back there, have them back playing in the game together, like I said, Todd Gibson, he know what he is. He knew his minutes this year. He's going to be a coach, and just got to keep it 100. And I'm glad that he was willing to come back here, knowing that his role was going to be very limited, knowing that he was going to be the third center. He's going to have to play maybe when he get a chance to play. And luckily for him that Nerns, Noel, and Mitchell Robinson came out the door a little banged up. He got to play minutes. But I think Todd Gibson knew he was coming back to New York for. But it's good to have that man there because when he in that court, he's one of the best dudes that we got on the court, experience-wise, hustle-wise, grit-wise, dog-wise. He just does it all for us. So like KJ said, you're going to kind of miss having him in there. But at the same time, I think the Knicks do get better with Noel and Mitchell Robinson, 2 7-footers in that back court because that's one Achilles heel that Taj has. He can't go hard and get the big boys, the tall boys, because his natural position is a power forward. So, but I'm glad they're back, man. And that just goes to show you how deep we really could be once we get this thing situated down there.
Yeah. And KJ, we missed your wise words after the Orlando loss. Tell us what were your thoughts and what's the key to turning this thing around?
I just think they can't take anybody lightly. And it goes into, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. I think the NBA now is changing. We're starting to see a change of the guard with the younger players where they weren't ready before. They're more NBA ready. So by the time they get on the court, it's competition. No matter if you have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year experience, and some of these older guys out of there, they're still in their same mode, and that they didn't adjust to the younger guys' mode. So now it's like everybody caught up to one another. So that's what I think I see happening now in the NBA through these 15 games with the Knicks right now. But as far as that game, it's another game we could have won. We only lost by 6 points. It's just the threes to me. If we start making our 3-pointers, we could win. The defense has got a lot better, a little better than what it was, but it's just the 3-pointers to me. And I think if these guys would drive to the hole more and get the foul, go to the free throw line, instead of taking those threes, those 34, whatever threes we take, get to the free throw line at least 30 times to get those foul guys in trouble, which I think that where we have the ability to do that. We have guys that can take you off the dribble, so why not get to the free throw line and tire those guys down instead of 3-pointers? So I think we need to do that more of right now, fellas.
Yeah. Divine and I, we spoke at length about our backcourt, KJ. You know, you still have faith? You still have confidence in a Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier backcourt, or do you want to see some change up?
I mean, I definitely want to. I said right now, I can see Tibbs subbing out Fournier for Burks, seeing how that works for right now, because Burks provides defense and offense. Just spread it out. I'm still going to stay with Kemba for a little bit. Like I said, Deuce had a great game in Westchester the other day, but like I said, it's G League basketball. It's not the NBA basketball, even though that's good. So I just think we got to see a little bit more, and let's not just give up on them right away, because any second this team could be the first game of the year where they scored 138 points against the Boston Celtics with a double overtime with, and it was threes like crazy, and then Fournier stepped this game up. So I still have faith in this team. I still have faith in the lineup. I think just right now they're at a turning point right now in the season, and it's early, which is great. But if any change I want to see right now is the Fournier for Burks for Fournier right now, and also since we have New Orleans Noel coming back, why not start New Orleans Noel and then have Mitch come off the bench for a little bit, because Mitch is still playing a little bit hurt right now. And we want to preserve him. He's been hurt majority of 15 games. He's been down at least 10 or 11 of them right now, if you ask me, for a little bit. So I would play with that lineup.
Yep, yeah, Divine. Yeah, that's some great points KJ just made. I wouldn't mind Nolan starting, and also the change up we spoke about. Alec Burks. You know, I think there's some more talk today. The more people pushing for that change.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was he was practicing in the starter jersey this weekend.
Yeah.
So he was practicing in the blue jersey this weekend. You know what I mean? That's the starter unit jersey. But yeah, I do think that either one is a win-win. What's crazy, we don't know whether he was doing that for Fournier or Kemba Walker, because Alex Burks would play the one. You know what I mean? You just don't know what Tiz could have been doing down there. He could have been like, but then again, I think if you do it, you definitely do it for Evan Fournier until he's ready. I mean, listen, I think Evan Fournier eventually gonna pop. I just think that right now he in the slump. So I don't want to put the man on the trading block, but I think right now until he get himself the way he need to be, Alex Burks could be that dude though. You know what I mean? Play good defense, and he almost played the same game as Fournier, far as they all both could put the ball on the floor and get to the hole. But I think Fournier played with a little bit more, shiftiness. Alex Burks, he going downhill. You know what I mean? Going at it. But I don't have a problem with that. I do think that would be good for now. Alex Burks will make that first unit, to me right now at this present time, much better than they are if he was there. If Alex Burks was there.
And talk to me about Julius Randle, our leader. We need to look no further. He needs to step up, Divine.
Yeah, he does. It's kind of, man. When Julius Randle do good in the good games, we excited, and then when you go to these losses, man, and he does not, he's not performing, to what we used to Julius Randle doing. It's just a tough look for Julius Randle, because when the man popping, we're gonna praise him, but when he's not playing good, we're gonna get on him, and that he's gonna have to set that. You know what I mean? But I believe in Julius Randle. I think he'll get it together, man. Because like I said, we asked him to do something when his pretty much his whole first unit stinking up the joint, other than Mitchell Robinson. He only could do but so much. You know what I mean? When RJ not playing good, Fournier not playing good, And what we have to, it's hard. It's hard for him, but he need to get together as a leader and bring these dudes out of the doldrums and get the and he need to lead by him by going there, just play a game and drop. You got to start dropping 30 for a minute. You know what? I'll tell you why that is single. If you guys ain't gonna be able to help me out, I help myself out and get this team on my back. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think Randall was trying to share the ball with these guys. He give them Fournier all the pass he possibly can give them, but the dude ain't knocking him down. So now his numbers start looking a bit because in the Fournier, if you ain't knocking down dudes, Randall's like, well, I pass the ball to you, I can shoot it. So it's tough on Julius Randle, man. But as a leader, he got to hold himself accountable as well. Say, listen, they gave me that contract. I'm gonna put this team on my back till we get ourselves together. That's the mindset he should have for a minute. Because when everybody else is struggling, you the leader, you the one you the alpha in there. Go put them boys on your back like you did last year until we get this thing together.
Yeah. KJ, what are your thoughts on Randall's slide? And he's a -68 in the last 5 games.
Wow. I think right now, Divine and CT, what I see in Randall, I see a guy pressing out there. I see a guy that wants to do great for this franchise, do great for the team, but he's forgetting just play simple just play basketball. You don't have to almost like you faking the funk of your game. I seen Julius Randle turn down more shots and more passive than he's ever did before. As it was before, he's forcing it. But even when he's forcing it, I still think you play your game. You go to what you know. And to me, Julius Randle, when he gets that ball and goes north-south down the lane, it's hard to stop the man. It's almost like a Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo can score anybody, so can Julius Randle. And I think Julius Randle's game needs to be more of that go to the hole, almost like a Charles Barkley. When Charles Barkley came down the hole, you can't stop him. We know, Julius, you can shoot the three-pointer, but for me, we need to see him going to the hole, getting the fouls, because once he drops to the hole, it opens up the court for a Kemba, for a Fournier, for a Barrett. We need to see more of that. And then, listen, when he's there to shoot the three-pointer, then you shoot the three-pointer. But to me, he needs to be at the free throw line at least 10 times, and he can get there. But that's what he needs to do in his game. And, of course, keep up with the passing. That's good. And then let the game slowly come back to you. And if you want to go back to the three-point line and shoot the threes, you take the three-pointer when necessary. But we just don't need you coming down the court, chucking up three-pointers, and then you miss it, and you run it down with your head down. That's not true leadership. And to me, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, I agree. Straight facts. And Randall, salute the Fishers. Yeah, Randall needs to be playing downhill. And then Jonathan also, Randall needs to be a bully in the paint. Divine, there was some crazy stat about Randall taking one shot in the paint or something in the last game. It's what do you think about that?
I think that's dead on. First of all, stop relying on a 3-ball, and I think what concerns me, like I said, because of Randall's height. I mean, his height is kind of tough in the post. When now we got a lot of 7-footers out there, man. I tell people all the time, Randall struggles against 7-foot dudes, tall dudes, because he don't got massive. He's not a leaper. He's a power dude. So Randall's not a leaper. So when you go up and get those 7-foot dudes in the paint, how you not a leaper? So if you're not going downhill like the Fisher said, you in the post trying to bang with dudes who just can do just like this here. He don't have a supreme vertical, so that's why his post game been off. But when he going downhill, going to the paint, that's a different story. Because Julius Randle got that body motion going where he can hit him with the body, and he's strong enough to keep that ball in his hand to get them layups. That's what he need to do more. Go to the paint off the dribble, instead of shooting that 3-point line, throw that head fake and bounce, and and whoever in front of you, let him take the punishment. But I think he need to go inside out first. I think Randall playing outside in. I don't think that's how you play basketball when you're trying to get a rhythm shooting. You go inside out. 2, 3 don't come before 2. You know what I mean? At least a start. He need to get in that paint a little bit and draw some fouls, man. And he's doing good. I don't want to take too much away from Julius, man, because I'm not here to throw dirt at Julius, but his stats right now is alarming for that. But he'll get it together. I'm confident, man. I think they all going to get it together. But it's not good the way he playing CT and KJ. he need to step his game up and get that together because he's the 4 or 5 year plan that we put in place. We signed that man for 4 more years. So his first 5 years, we expecting that man to do something. But hopefully he get it together pretty soon, man. And what a good time to get it together because the next 4 games gonna be brutal. Maybe not count tomorrow, but the 3 after that gonna be brutal. You got 3 of the top teams in the association. We going up against the next 3 games after tomorrow. We gotta be ready to play. And Julius Randle, I think he need to come in here and make a statement, get back to what he do.
Yeah, KJ. I think he's being a bit passive. Basically, I think this season he's just trying to get his looks for the teammates, other guys, and he's not sure. Last year it was ride or die with him, and this season he has more help, and he's second guessing some of the shots that he can get. I think.
CT, you just hit the nail right on the nose right there. He has more players right now. Last year was all him, and he had most of the production, and that's why he had the year he had. Now you got different scores. In any given moment, Fournier can go off, Kimba could go off, RJ can go off, or whoever's out there they can go off. So it's like we have a team where it's not just 1 or 2 players where quote unquote J.R. Smith or John Starks could get hot, and Austin Rivers, for example, can get hot at any given moment. Now we got 3, 4, 5 people in the lineup. It's like a streak team. Because we know once they're hot, they can go. But when they're off, they're all up at the same time. So, Nick Nation, imagine when everybody comes together and everybody's hitting. This team could keep up with anybody. So, like I said, in any of these games that we got coming up, things can happen. And if we get hot and we slow everything down, not shoot too many threes, take it to the hole, we could be in every single game. I think at this point, right now, of course, we want to win. But I think now is more of let's seeing what we can do to get better as compared to all our other games. How we playing that great defense? Are we slowing our pace down? Are we just chucking up 3-pointers? We have to get out that realm. Not even thinking about who's in the starting lineup or coming off the bench. It's all these pieces matching right now. And right now, that second unit has that pedigree, that winning pedigree with the energy. Now we just need a little bit in that first unit, and I think they'll get it together. We just got to figure out when it's going to happen.
Yeah, Divine. This homestand was my hope that we'd sort of start clicking a little bit, and we hit a bump on the road. We still have 1 more game, thankfully, against the worst team in the league right now, the Houston Rockets. So no better time to turn this thing right around straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's important 4-game road stretch a 4-game stretch coming up for us, and we need to go in there, and just do what we do, and don't take them for granted because they still an NBA team. They got some good players down there, and we can't come in with that mindset the way we came in with Orlando. You got to take them for granted. Just because they one of the worst teams in the league right now, CT and KJ. That don't mean they'll be at the end of the season. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Remember, we only 14, 15 games into the season. And some teams might just haven't hit their stride, like us. We just haven't hit our stride yet. We going through the motions of trying to make this thing work. So I do think that you can't take the Rockets for granted. Like you got the roster right there, and you looked at someone there. The young man, Jalen Green, having a pretty good, decent rookie season. Obviously John Wall's not playing. Kevin Porter Jr. will not play tomorrow, I don't think. I think he's going to be out. But that's a young talent right there. The young man out of Turkey is a talent. Christian Wood is a talent. I don't know too much about Josh Christopher, but Eric Gordon is a savvy veteran talent. Daniel Theis can play. Javon Tate can play. Kenyon Martin Jr. He's an energy dude. He plays hard, man. You know what I mean? So what Daniel House could do from the 3-point line. They got and my man DJ Augustine. Remember, he's a savvy veteran now in this league. He's been around. He know the game. And Garrison Matthews when he was with the Washington Wizards last year, that boy could shoot a 3-ball. And David Nwaba is a good defender. So they NBA ball players, you can't take them lightly, man. I think the Knicks got to don't go in with the mindset thinking that they got this game. No. going in and thinking about we're going to, play hard and make sure we do what we got to do. Don't let your guard down, man. He do to smack you around before you know it.
Yeah, facts. KJ, they got Usman Garuba. He's a good defender as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? We just can't take anything lightly, and it's what I've been saying. I've been pondering about this for the past couple of days. We're seeing a change in the league right now. We got more NBA ready guys coming out of college too. They're not afraid to go up with these guys. We got more coaches playing their younger guys because these guys are NBA ready. Now they have a 1-14 record. That's all good and cool, but these guys have players on this team that at any given moment they can erupt. And if the Knicks play the way they play, hey, we could end up like the Rockets. And it's like we don't want to see that. It's just it's mind-boggling that this thing has happened to us right now. But I just believe this team will step up. We have too many veterans, too much firepower on this team for this to happen to us the way it is. And like I said, we cannot take them lightly coming into the Garden because we know these guys, it's Madison Square Garden, these guys are coming to play. So I just want to see the Knicks team bunker down on defense, drive everything to the hole, go to the free throw line more. Forget threes. Try to go to the free throw line 30 times.
Yeah, I like that. And Divine, like we said, it looks like there might be a little shake-up. Alec Burks, in practice we had 2 days to work on our schemes and things, and I think we will see something different against Houston. I just feel it.
Yeah. They have to for a minute, and not because one is not better than the other. Just one is going to work better than the other right now. Like I said, Evan Fournier. I don't have no problem with Alex Burks coming up for him right now, because right now he's just not playing good basketball, and it's to the detriment of the team. If he was playing this ball we playing, but we winning because we got our other guys that's covering them, give him a chance to get into a rhythm. That's a different story. But right now, our other guys in the starting unit not playing well, and he's not playing well, so it's a detriment. But if like I said, Randall was popping, RJ was popping, and Kimber was popping, you wouldn't worry about the way he going through so much. But right now, none of them popping, so I don't have no problem with Alex Burks coming here right now until he bring his game back what we used to seeing from him. And I think it's the right time. So I agree with you. I feel it too, man. I think something might pop off, and I'm all for it. Like I said, you don't take none of these guys lightly. You take no team in the NBA lightly. On any given night, if your shots ain't falling, a team like the Houston Rockets can win the game, regardless if they only won one game or not. They catch you on a bad night. And the way we playing right now, sure, that team could beat us. The way the Knicks is playing basketball right now, and they the worst team in the league record-wise. Not talent-wise, record-wise, they not the best team. They still got talent down there. So let's say the Knicks tomorrow night, hypothetically, our shots not falling. You don't think the boys can walk out of MSG tomorrow with a win? It's basketball.
I think they can.
Yeah, they can. It's basketball.
We got to be ready tomorrow. Yeah, we got to get off to a great start, fellas, because you don't think they've seen other teams have recent success in MSG recently, and they know if they stay in the game, they just hang with us, then they're gonna have a shot. These young guys are going to be excited. They only come to the Garden once a year, these West teams as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I said, CT, great point, man. The Garden is MSG. Some of these guys first time coming to Madison Square Garden. That feeling in that Garden, if you haven't been in there, you get in there as a fan. But imagine you as an NBA player. I know any of us right now, we got a chance to play in the NBA, and we chose Madison Square Garden for our first time. And the coach says, "CT, Divine, get in the game." Oh, we putting on a show, regardless of where I was drafted at. You're putting on a show because it's the world's most famous arena. It just quote unquote has to be the Knicks. So, and I think everybody that comes here has that mentality. Look at Orlando's young guys. Look at Cleveland's young guys. Now we have Houston's young guys. So hopefully we just don't get stung tomorrow. I'm hoping we come up to a great start. But even if we go with that same starting lineup, I think Tibbs is going to do a better job of subbing guys in and out. I see a lot of Obi chats in the comments right now. The thing I like about Obi, Obi is a high power energy guy. So what if he's not hitting his three? The one thing Obi's doing that I wish Randall was doing, Obi's taking that ball and he's going to the hole and he's going back, running back on offense and defense, having that energy. Sometimes it's not about how much talent you got, it's about the energy and what you're doing out there, especially on defense. If your defense could turn the ball over on somebody, guess what? You don't have to be the most talented person in the world. That defense is going to keep you in the game. It's going to help you win the game. Thing I like about Obi is, so what, he's getting nothing but dunks to the hole. His production rate is up. I'd rather him be a threat going for a dunk. Guess what? We got somebody open in the three-pointer. We got quickly open in the three-point range. We got Burks open. We got Rose open. So that's what we need in that first unit. So Devon and CT, even I've seen a couple times, Devon, you said start Obi at the three. Yes, I think that'll work. That'll work too as well. But we just have to see. We don't know yet. I think it's more of CT. I think it's more of we have to see what the other team is playing out there. What personnel they have out there to start Obi at that 3-point range, if we was to go with that.
Yep. Yeah, Divine.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. See, I thought you were going to something else. I was going to say, I don't have a problem with the Obi thing. I think we got to start looking at this thing in its totality right quick. Everybody on the court don't have to be shooters. You understand what I'm saying? That's our problem right now. We got a guy on the court who's a shooter and he not making it, and is causing the team to not the flow right. Sometimes you need a guy who don't have to have the ball in his hand. They not relying on him to pass the ball to him. No, you need a guy in there who can get his points off of rebounds, fast breaks, tips. Every now and then, a occasional 3-pointer. You need guys in that starting lineup like that, because if everybody shoot the ball, I gotta say this 100 times. If everybody in that lineup, all they do is shoot, somebody not gonna be important to us, because shooting is a game of rhythm. And if you got a lot of shooters out there, one of them guys gonna get froze out. Randall got to get the ball a lot of times. RJ got to get his. Kimber got to get his. And Fournier got to get his. They demand to play They play basketball with the ball, being able to shoot the ball. And that's why I like Obi Toppin in there for that reason. He can affect the game on offense, rebounds. If you notice this here, we in a league now where everybody shoot the ball right. What do? They tail back to the defense. Nobody rebounding, like because once you shoot that long three, you don't see none of our guys going to the basket to get a rebound. But Obi got that type of energy, put back lobs, because if somebody shoot a three, Obi will sprint toward the basket to get an offensive rebound over the top. Nobody now starting to do that because they shooters. And that's why I think Obi Toppin makes a big significance by the way he played basketball. We won't depend on him to shoot the ball. We depend on him to do all the other little things, like I say, like a la Dennis Rodman, like a la somebody who don't depend on scoring, but he can score, but we don't depend on the scoring. That's why I think Obi Toppin is important with that height and that athleticism and the rebounding. CT real quick, and that's why I keep bringing that up. But I'm cool with Alex Burks though, either way it go.
Yeah, I think Obi's just playing his role well. He's playing it well, and but I don't necessarily mean I want to start him straight away.
Right.
I prefer I put a guard in there first. I put Alec Burks. I'll let Obi continue what he's doing for another 20 or so games. But yeah, I love his energy off the bench. I think that's giving this team a great spark. And I worry if I move quickly in the starting lineup, I'll still need Obi's energy off the bench as well. And I just want to say, as we're recapping the Houston preview, they are on a 13-game losing streak. So that is heavy on their shoulders right now. A team that's lost 13 in a row want to get that monkey off their back ASAP. So, I mean, we all know streaks were made to be broken. So we just we hope it doesn't happen tomorrow, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. Take no team for granted, man. The worst thing you can get happen, you get around a hungry dog, you might get bit. You don't feed a dog, they're hungry. They want to bite you, and they just don't. They don't need to be. The Knicks don't need to take it for granted. We playing. You got to remember, we are not playing good basketball right now. So if we not playing good basketball, what about that team come play their best basketball? We don't play the basketball that we accustomed to playing. That can happen. That can happen. You know what I mean? Like I said, on any given night, you can get beat, brother. On any given night. You know they won a 14, but maybe you need to look at the 1 and 13. I'm gonna say maybe look at the games that they lost. Did they lose by 1 or 2 points here or there, or did they get blown out totally, or they was competing in all the games they just couldn't get over the hump? You could be 1 and 13, but you just you played the decent basketball, but the team might just played you out a little better than you. But that don't mean that you sorry, because Eric Gordon is a proven ball player in this league. He's the proven ball player. You got Christian Wood is a talent. These cats are talented. Now the team is not playing good together, but I wouldn't sleep on them dudes tomorrow. I tell you that much.
Yeah, facts, KJ. I'm still predicting a win, but I'm not going to give a score at this point, because a win's a win right now. Any way we can get one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, at this point, I know we love predicting our scores, but with the way this team's been playing, it's like it threw the calculations off a lot, but even for me. So I can't predict any scores no more. But you know what, guys? We're Knicks fans. We don't back down from nothing. So guess what? I'm jumping out the box for my score tomorrow. The Knicks need a nice blowout win. We need a blowout win. I don't care if this team is 1 and 14. We need to show why they're 1 and 14. The Knicks need a big win. We need a 3-digit win. I'm giving us the Knicks 115, the Rockets 85. And the reason I'm giving them 85 is because the Knicks have shown their defense in the past couple of games. Their defense has been great defense. They just been getting by lately, and the team defense is getting better. And with them not even having Porter tomorrow, I'm giving these guys only 85 points tomorrow. We need at least 30-point win tomorrow, fellas.
Yeah, and I can see that. Divine with Nerlens Noel coming back, he'll give this team a shot in the arm.
Yep. So we gonna have to bring CT back around on this. I'm going 117-94.
Woo-wee.
That's it. But let me rephrase that. I'm putting that if the Knicks play good basketball tomorrow. Obviously, if they stick up the joint, that ain't gonna be that. But if Knicks play good basketball tomorrow, if they play good basketball tomorrow, I think we can put up 117. Because that's telling me that either we hoping Fournier or Kemba Walker have a good game, and we're not worried about the bench. And Randall, I just think that so I'm gonna go 117. What I said, 104?
94.
94. That's right, 117 and 94.
Okay. All right. So you're bringing me around. So
yeah, we got to get you there. We got to get you the main man, brother. Just the streets are buzzing.
I'll give you a blowout. If this happens, we need to see a change up. I think a change up will give this team energy, and it'll allow us to blow them out. Whether it's Alec Burks in the starting lineup, Nerlens Noel starting, but the team we brought out against Orlando, if that's the same team, then I just don't think Kemba and Fournier have it right now.
Hey, that was a good cover up. I like that though. That was a good cover up right there. That's the way to even that out, bro. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go on 117, 104. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, shout out Quiet Money. It's like his prayers are going to be answered. He's hoping Kemba Walker hits the road, Jack.
Yeah, Quiet Money and big on Kemba. Yeah, I understand what you're playing. I understand it, but he been true to word though. Quiet Money been like that from day one. He haven't wavered in that, so you can't say the man that just all of a sudden he's doing it because Kemba ain't playing good. Quiet Money been on that for a minute, so that's real talk right there.
Yeah, straight facts. Now,
so CT, what was your score, CT?
I said blowout. If there's a change,
I think we need some numbers, right?
Numbers don't lie, bro.
Right, maybe by the end of the show.
Okay. We'll give that to you.
We get that to you.
But let's look at the East, because it's amazing we're still in 7th right now. 8-7, above 500. It's good that Cleveland lost because that was the key thing. They're 9-8 now with one more loss. Boston as well. They're playing right now. The Hawks are still struggling. Raptors, Pacers, a lot of these teams, fellas, that we expected to be better than us, and we're very, very glad that they didn't get off to a good start, Divine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know what? I think for us to be seventh right now, and only 2 games in the loss column out of first place, and we haven't been playing good. I just once they get together to be a different story. We win tomorrow. There we go. We tied with the Sixers for 6. If you think about it right now, the Orlando. Last I knew, the Orlando was beating the Nets tonight. You know what I mean? So or Nets took that lead by 3 points. Obviously 104-101, but it's still close. But you got to watch it. Them teams they're gonna lose game. So hey, much bad as we playing, CT. I guess what I'm trying to say. Bad as we playing, and we still seventh in the East. You know what? And just like the other team, they ain't playing good. We ain't playing good neither. So I think we still got a chance to do this thing.
Okay, facts. KJ, what are your thoughts on this East and how it sits right now?
It's going to be tight like this all year, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Just at a higher pace, and we love to get these early wins to catch up. But like I said, we're on a losing streak right now. We're losing teams that we shouldn't beat, that we should beat, and I'd rather these losses come now, because when it gets past that 41 game mark, the pedal to the metal, we got to keep it going. And another team might hit a stretch like we hitting right now. But when I think about these records, we're right there, 2.5 games out of first. And like Devon, you say it best, we're not even playing to our potential that we have right now. But also, we keep losing games, it could drop us down to 13th. So it's going to be like this. But we have to get back to the winning side of the coin right now, and then figure out everything else as we go along. So, I mean, it's close by, but everybody's not going to stay the same. There's no way these teams are all going to stay like this. We're going to beat in the East. We're going to beat each other. We're going to cancel each other out every single night we play each other right now. So, it is what it is.
Yep. And Sherwin says, yeah, our next 20 games are very difficult. Divine, that's going to tell us, that's going to separate the boys from the men. I think in this Eastern landscape, basically, we come across this tough stretch, and it's gonna make or break us.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say this real quick. Is Evan Fournier been playing good all year?
No.
Has R.J. Barrett been playing good all year? He has his stretches. And that's what I'm trying to tell them. We're not playing our best basketball because some of our players is not playing good. So if your players is not playing good, you can't be playing your best basketball. If Fournier not playing to his potential, RJ not playing to his potential, Kemba Walker not playing to his potential right now, then we're not playing our best basketball. That's facts. That's just facts. So I do believe once Fournier gets settled in here, he start getting back to the old Fournier, which he will. You don't lose your skill over 6-7 months. You know what I mean? Now, he just came off the Olympics when he was getting busy. So all of a sudden he coming to New York right now. He's in a funk. But I do think these guys, they professional ball players. Kemba Walker, I don't care what his knee doing. Kemba Walker is a professional ball player. And he scored 19 points a game last year. Not 2 years ago, not 3 years ago. He scored 19 points a game in 43 games last year. So I can say numbers don't lie, and numbers don't lie. The Knicks are not playing their best basketball, because if they were, we wouldn't be having this conversation about putting jokers in the second unit and you know what I mean, and shaking things up. Why are we talking about that stuff? Because they are not playing good. So yeah, I think the Knicks haven't played their best basketball. Once they get clicking, they get that cohesion. When Fournier get out of the slump, once Kemba Walker might find a way to get consistently. And our defense been playing a little bit more better the last 3 games. I do think this team's gonna be fine. I'm not wavering what I predicted this year, but it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. But the next 20 games is crucial. But I do think this team gonna turn it around. I guarantee you that, because I just know Tom Thibodeau know that whatever he may need to do, whether it's switching somebody out or trading for somebody, hypothetically, even let's not even get to the trade thing. I think with the team that we presently got constructed right now, that team is good enough to do what they need to do once they all get it together. And it's the beginning of the season. People go through slumps in the beginning of the season. That's the best time to go through a slump. And at the beginning, because you're trying to figure each other out, you're trying to get these rhythms, these new chemistry. I get all that. So like y'all said, within the next 20 games, we'll see. But I'm confident this team's gonna make it happen, though.
Yeah, I think
Right.
KJ, I'm still confident because I think there will be a shake-up. I think, like Divine said, we're going to see so much movement in the league this season. Ben Simmons hasn't been traded yet. Other disgruntled stars will pop up. Other teams underachieving. You know, teams rebuilding, things like that. I think this team's not complete from this season. I think we will see a trade.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. If we continue to keep up playing the way we're playing right now, win some games, lose games, and it's just not 30 games not going well. Would you trade Randall for Ben Simmons?
I wouldn't, just because I'm not that high on Randall, but I'm not high on Simmons and he's fit.
Okay. Now, which is it's just a question I had because he has great defense and we're not shooting threes anyway right now. So, with a 6'10" guard that can defend, a wing guard, I think it's something that's needed. Not saying I would do it. It was just a hypothetical question that I had to ask everybody on here. And I see a lot of no's, but disgruntled stars. John Wall still out there. Jeff Teague is still out there. So you got guards that are happening. But I want to dig into something deeper.
Yeah.
What's our insanity? I think Tibbs should go deeper and deeper into the bench. Bring in Grimes. We have a guy in there that can defend and shoot. We seen Grimes get in the game. We seen the energy he brung off since Deuce is down in Westchester. Let Grimes come in for Fournier at some point in time. Not saying to start, but go deeper into that bench. If Fournier is already sitting down, he's only playing 15, 20 minutes a game. Let the young man come in. It's a young man's league anyway. Let's see what he can do. And I brought up Jeremy Lin because the Lin Sanity story, when he came in, he went deep into the bench and he came in and provided all that deep. So I'm using that. It might not come off well, but you guys know what I'm getting at right now. So let's throw some Grimes out there. I want to see him.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this team's going to explore every option available, Divine. They're not married to any player outside of Julius and RJ at the moment. I think everyone should be looking over their shoulder if this record doesn't continue to improve.
Yeah, I think Tibbs doing it right. He doing it right. He doing it game by game. And like I said, to me, the next 4 games is the tell-all to me. That to get into that 20 game, I don't think we can go past the next 4. I don't. But I think if we stay 500 the next 2 games, and you see Fournier might have a couple of good games here and there, then we all can relax. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you why. Let us win the next 4 games. We're gonna be like, oh snap, Knicks gonna win 50 games. Here we go. You know what I mean? We just got to wait, let the team pan out for the next 4 games. This is a big test for us going up against these guys: Houston, Chicago, Phoenix, and LA. This is a real important 4 game from us. And after those 4 games, I think we can really see if we really need to shake this thing up. I do think the Burks thing right now, I have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. That particular thing, because that's how bad Fournier is playing. So I don't have a problem with Alex Burks coming in right now. And even if Fournier goes to the bench, that don't mean he got to play 15, 20 minutes. The man still can get started minutes. But we need to bring him off the bench and let that first unit let a good flow to the game and get us out there. Then he can come in there. You know what I mean? Because Burks can still play the same minutes Burks was playing, and he could still play the same minute, but he just need to play him on the bench because like I said, once this guy start popping, we're gonna forget about all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, these guys is professional. Evan Fournier, though he might have been the sexiest signing. The Knicks, do you think the Knicks was that stupid to get a man for 3 years, 19 million? They thought he wasn't good? That's ridiculous. The Knicks would have never did that. So they know, they believe in the dude. He got skills. He just in the funk. I mean, we said the same thing about Emmanuel quickly. Now the man got out the funk and he popping. I think once Fournier find a way to get settled in the offense, and I think, we already know his defense is suspect. We know, but that they still signed the man 3 years, 19 million. So either they don't know what they doing, or we panicking. So I just think that we just need to let it fall. But for now, I like Alex Burks coming in there starting and put him on the bench till he gets settled into his role in New York and get comfortable with Randall and all them. Because remember, he used to getting the ball, being the guy, to not being the guy. So he got to get acclimated to it. Like he had a certain type of way he played in Orlando. They knew he was getting the shots at a certain time and all that. So now he don't have that no more. And I think it's just weird. He just trying to figure it out. But bring Alex Burks in, let's get this thing popping. But I do agree with you guys. But I'm just saying, let's wait about 4 games. Let the 20 games, like y'all said. If this thing don't get together in the next 4 games, we can't afford it. Because now we'd be going backwards, everybody going forward. You know, but we only 8-7 right now, man. There's teams out there playing way worse than we are, and they under 500. And you know, and so I'm not panicking because, you know, like I said, if Alex Burks come around and Chemical will come around, this whole thing is a different story. Whole different story in New York. So we'll see. We'll see.
You make an excellent point that players aren't playing their best. It's how can we get them to play their best? Do we need to put them in a different role, or do we need to shake up? Because they are players that have contributed, you know, on winning teams and also average 19 points a game. You know, something's not connecting, right? And shout out to Spree. Knicks should sign Jeremy Lin. Create our own Linsanity again. Salute Jack City. Yeah, the team's going to be fine. We're just going through a shooting slump. We need to keep our head in the game. Facts. Absolutely. We need to keep our head in the game. It's these streaks, KJ, where we get up and we just take our foot off the gas, or we put up a few bad shots. And this league has changed, exactly like you said. No lead is safe no more. I'm watching a game where we're up 10, and I feel like I'm watching the game like it's a 2-point game, because 10 points don't mean nothing anymore.
That's amazing, right? Like, you know, you figure you got a team up by 15, 20 points. You don't think the team can come back. And in quote unquote, the Knicks have had games where up by 15. The team still come back and beat it. So it's like no lead is safe. And why the thing now is, why is that happening? That has to be the question. Why is that happening to us when we're supposed to have great defense, great offense? Why is it happening? And like I said, only those players and the coaching staff know. But let's not ever forget, this is a big business. The NBA is big business. New York Knicks, we have 2 business minds in Leon Rose, well, 3. Leon Rose and World Wide West and Mills with the coach. So don't forget, it's still a business. So all of these trades, not trades, these contracts these guys have, we have tradable contracts. Hey, we're playing with house money with a lot of these guys. And I'm pretty sure they're hearing us talk. They're in their big board. They already have a plan. As we've seen in the drafts, these guys know how to will and deal. And you best believe, I believe these guys are just waiting for the right moment, the right pieces to get back in play, and they're evaluating. This is our game, 20 games, 30 games, where we at. And guess what? I believe these guys will pull the plug like that. The deal has to be right, though. It's almost like the thing we didn't see. Well, we got so happy how the Knicks got Kemba Walker and nobody seen it coming. The Knicks did. These guys are doing their due diligence, and I think as a fan base, we just have to be patient. I know it's hard. It's hard for me to keep saying be patient, be patient, be patient. And then we finally have a team that goes 41-31 last year, and then we bring in pieces this year. The expectations went out the way. So now we're at this point, like, and now you say, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Yeah, we right now, Knicks fans, well, I'm all over the place. We all over the place. I can't speak for you guys, but I know I'm all over the place with this team, and I want them to do better. Like I said, it's a wait and see right now, fellas. It's a wait and see.
Yeah, facts. That's what Beans said last show. You know, shout out to Beans. I said I'm no longer confident going into any game, and he's like, yeah, it's a wait and see now. Like, I'm expecting us to beat Houston, but I don't go into any game now thinking we're going to blow this team out. That's why I can't give a prediction at the moment. I need to see sustained 5 games in a row of us playing well to get that same confidence back. Do I still think we could be a good team? Of course, absolutely. I think we can. I think the pieces just aren't in the right fit, Divine, or they're not gelling.
Right.
But it's concerning because it's been a 5-game slump. You know, it's not been 1 or 2 games. It's been we beat Philly or we beat Chicago or we lose to Cleveland and Orlando. Like I just don't know who we're going to get, and it's all on Tibbs to figure this out.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a mental thing. That's what I'm really looking at CT and KJ. It's a mental thing. It's not a talent. It's just a mental thing. Like I said, we played some good teams and we beat them. So that tells you that it ain't like it's a talent, but in them good wins, Randall played good, RJ played good. You know what I mean? The second unit played good. You might have got something out of in Chicago game. I think if I'm not mistaken, Fournier had a couple of good threes at 9. They knocked down some shots. It's all about if you're playing good. You know what I mean? I think if the Knicks get out of this shooting funk, because remember, it's not the whole team that's not playing bad. It's the starting unit. You know what I mean? It ain't the whole team that's playing bad. Listen, man, we it's our first unit right now. If you look at the numbers on the team stats and you look at the first unit, that's the reason why the last 3 games they've been all in the minus. You know what I mean? They've been minus. Julius Randle minus 21, Fournier minus 21, or whatever the case may be, and all that stuff. So that got to tell you right there that it's not the whole team, because Quickly's been a plus 18 here and there. Obi's been a plus 14 here and there. Burks has been a plus. Even Todd has been a plus. The only one that's been negative in the minus is the Knicks starters. So that's why the team is not playing good. That means we playing 50-50. We got half of our team playing good, half of our not playing good. That's a 50-50 team. But once that other half start playing good, it's not a 50-50 team. One might be a 75-25. So I do think it's just a matter of time, man. But I agree with y'all. The way we play right now, it's hard to make predictions that we're gonna blow these guys out. And I agree with you 100% because we playing so inconsistent. We playing 50-50 on it. And hopefully we figure it all out and we get back to the basics, and then we can say, we can predict that we're gonna do this. But I just think that any given night, I'm one of them guys, like, one night is dark and you turn the light switch on, it's light. The Knicks can turn that light switch on at any given time. You just don't know. Tomorrow might be the time where they click on that light switch and they get it popping, or it might not be tomorrow. But from a talent standpoint, I'm always going to say that prediction, because I do believe they got good talent down there, and I do think they could score 117 if everybody clicking. So I think if everybody click tomorrow, yeah, I'll give them 117.
Yeah, and I think as a coach, right, as a manager, you got to pull the strings and elevate or promote a high performer. Right now, Emmanuel Quickly, deserving of a promotion to me, KJ. He's part of this future now, from what I'm seeing, and he's got the hot hand. So reward that. We're struggling. Why not elevate that to the starting lineup and see what it looks like?
You know what, CT? I'm so happy you said that. Even with Emmanuel Quickly, at this point, yes, that the starting point guard position, I still believe in Kemba, but his defense is laxing, because we seen Kemba go. We saw Kemba go for 17 points in that Charlotte game in 10 minutes. We seen that, but can it happen consistently? Is he that high energy? He's not the high energy Kemba like he used to be, and I think we all fell in love with that. I know I did. Do I think he still can happen? Yes, but to your point, CT, yes, any lineup change would be good. I would like to see Emmanuel Quickly as a starting point guard on the New York Knicks, just to mix it up to see, which goes into my next thing. I would rather see Tibbs not play Julius the whole first quarter. Sub Julius out with like 6 minutes left. Get Obi in there for more energy. And guess what? You could bring back Julius early in the second quarter. That way, Julius is going to get that second, and then you're really doing what you got to do, because to me, Julius is that person that has to come out early. Even when he got to go on, he has to set that point with him. Let him come out the game. He doesn't have to push the ball. He doesn't have to do everything that he was doing before. And this is why we see him so tired. We see his body language is off. He needs to come out early instead of playing the whole first quarter. That's what, to me, and then you bring Obi off the bench, CT and Divine. It just, to me, it's not right. If that's what I was changing that starting unit, along with Burks and Fournier.
Yep. Yeah. No. They're great points. Go ahead, Divine.
Yeah. I think they are valid points. I would listen right now as we stand. Tibbs don't want to tinker with that second unit from his press conference and things of that nature. He looked like he really don't want to disrupt what's going on there, and I can understand that. But at the same time, you're going to have to make that change sooner or later. So I think that he might start to see that he really might need to do that. And I think it might be starting with Alex Burks. Like I said, he had on a starter jersey today and practiced over the weekend. Not saying he's gonna start tomorrow, but he did play with the starting unit. So that don't mean he's gonna start tomorrow or something like that. But he did start. He did practice with the starting unit, coming out of the gate in practice this weekend. So, yeah. And like I said, and I think you should do that. I think you should do that with all your players. Like every now and then, switch up your starting unit in practice. Throw Obi in there to see how you run with Julie Tim in practice. Go quickly in there and practice to see how you run with them guys. And even though you might not do it in the game, but at least you know that it can be done. Because you got to remember, guys, we in a positionless basketball league right now. 7-footers shooting stretch 7-footers. Point guard nowadays score first. They're not really setting up teams. That's just the way the landscape is. Steph Curry, the point guard, what'd he do? Just sit there and just drop dimes. But he gets his assists, don't get me wrong, but this is a shoot first league, it seems like, when the point guard situation nowadays. So I do get it. My main concern is that our point guard just got to play defense. They need to be two-way. I don't have a problem with Kemba Walker. I just wish him and them before it was two-way. You know what I mean? You can shoot the ball you want to, but can you stop somebody? And I think that's what we as a team, we need the two-way dudes. You know what I mean? And I do think that they're capable of putting the effort in our defense. Though they might not be great one-on-one defenders. Like Kemba Walker obviously not a great one-on-one defender. He can beat a lot, but the man do put an effort in to take charges, try to get steals. So he got to make up for being a great defender the other ways, with his strength and not his strength, but his quickness and his savvy. But yeah, I don't have a problem with Quickly because Quickly grew up playing a point guard. He only didn't play in Kentucky because what they had down there, and they decided to let him be the off guard. But Quickly's been playing good for us, man. I ain't got no gripes about Quickly playing the 1 or the 2. Because just like he might not be big enough in certain areas, what is he playing right now in the NBA? He's a backup 2 guard. So he's playing 2 guard. You can't say he can't play 2 guard, but that's what he's playing. And just because you're a 2 guard and a backup don't mean that the starter is because he's better talent wise don't mean that he's different. And you could be a starting 2 guard because he's a backup 2 guard. Because if you're a backup 2 guard, you can play a front 2 guard. I don't see the difference in that. So other than the talent that might be in front of you, but skill set, Quickly can play the 1 or the 2. He can play the 1 or the 2. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and to your point about the change in Burks being in the practice with the starters, I think we called it after the post game that there was 2 days to practice. So when is normally the best time to implement a change? When you can have a practice session, so that could further fuel that we might see something changed up.
Right. I think, the Tibbs, you got to hear, you hear the pressure, you hear it. You hear it in the stadium, you hear the fans, and I'm pretty sure these guys are in meetings all day of this. I don't want us to think that these guys are not in meetings with these guys saying, you got to do something. But to me, Tibbs beats at his own pace. And we see that in his rotations. So I think it's really on Tibbs. He might get a suggestion from Leon Rose, and I think you should do this. But for the most part, I think these guys are letting him do his thing. However, if we see that he has it on, he might be entertaining it. And so, like I said, it's like Baked Beans said. I didn't know he said that, so salute to Baked Beans. It's a waiting see. We only have 15 games. So it's 20. So I have a question to ask both of you guys.
Yeah.
Where are we at in 30 games? What is our record in 30?
Oh, I'm gonna let Divine go with that one.
Yeah, it's hard to predict the way they're playing. You know what I mean? I can't say that because I don't know how this team gonna come out. Like y'all said earlier, how they gonna come out night to night. You know what I mean? Let's put it like this: if we was clicking. If we had 15 games, if we was clicking, I would say at our record right now, let's just say we playing good basketball and we 8-7, 18 and 12.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying this now because guys, I wanna be the first podcasters to set our record at 30, and you heard it here first. So Divine, you got us at 18 and 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
30, right? CT, I know you still struggling a little bit over there, so we not even go to you on that. You Divine, you know what, my man?
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on that. I had us at 15-5 through 20. That record's gone. I'm a big believer. Turn around. I'm doing the same as you. 18-12. KJ and Devon says 18-12. Now CT, we need you, CT.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 17-13.
All right.
Yeah, 4 games over the 30 mark, which is it's not even at the halfway point. So if we're any glimpse over 500 at 30, that means we would have gone through this tidal wave, with our health intact, and won some tough games. And I think with the trade deadline not even hit yet, I think that'd be a nice position to be in. To be above 500 after 30. Sign me up for, even if it's 1 game over 500. I'd sign it right now after 30. And what does the chat think? Sherwin 12-18. Okay, yeah, that's consistent. 12-18. Yeah, salute chat, salute KJ for that one, throwing us a curveball. But Vine stepped up. You both stepped up. And I think that's the right mentality, KJ. We got to look ahead to this, because games are coming thick and fast, right? We are 15 games in. The next 15 games are going to be gone like that. And we all know who we haven't played yet, KJ.
Right. And like I said, I think with these next games coming up, the big games, the Chicago, the LA Lakers, and so on, these guys, they know what's at stake. The Knicks are off to a bad record. I mean, they're not winning, they're not moving the ball, not playing defense. All it takes is one of those 2 games to give us that confidence. We come out striking Chicago. We come out striking LA. Now, we beat Chicago and LA. What's going to be the talk then? So it's one of those things. We know we beat Milwaukee. We beat Chicago. We beat good teams in this league right now. Yeah. And like I said, that Chicago game, we were really beating them. They just came back on us.
Right,
so
right.
We know what this team can do. And also talk about Lakers. The Lakers lost to Boston tonight.
They got blowed out.
Yeah, they're struggling.
So it's like anybody can beat anybody, and LeBron did play tonight. So anybody can beat anybody on a given night. It's just the team. This team is still not meshed together yet. And that is the main thing. This team is not together like last year, regardless if it was defense or not. The team is not together. But let me tell you something, Nick World, Nick Nation, and the streets is buzzing, Nick's Real Talk. When this team gets going, watch out. And like I said, I always say this, CT and Divine, we're still on this boat. Now, we had some passages depart and jump off already. We know that. They jumped off. We turned back around, but we passed the dock, but we still going out there. We going to 30. Now we going to 30 right now. We 18-12 at 30 games. We 17-13 at 30 games. As long as we're above 500, I'm happy with it. And that's not even half the games right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of room for improvement, like Divine said. The team hasn't played all well together at any point, really. Like with the bench is on fire and the starting is clicking. It's either bench on the plus, starters in the minus. That's why I think you need to blend the 2, Divine. You need to just, even if you don't make a trade or cut anyone's minutes, I think Kemba and Fournier are useful, but let them, let their ego sit on the bench,
Yeah, facts. Hey, I got one to throw right at the KJ. Let's even take it a step closer. The next 4 games: Houston, Chicago, Lakers, Phoenix, Lakers, whichever they may be. Two of them games going to be at Madison Square Garden. 3 of them going to be at Madison Square Garden. 1 going to be on the road. It was Chicago. 500, 3-1, 500. See, this is going to be a big test. I really do think that now we're going up against the Lakers, Chicago, and Phoenix, 3 games in a row. This is where I think you test the character of this team at right here. This is where you truly test the character of this team in these next 4 games.
Right. So if we won our 18-12, 7-13, I'm going 3-1. I can't tell you what team we're going to lose to, but I'm going 3-1. I'll be happy with that. currently with the way this team is playing. I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm never going to want us to lose all 4 of them, even though the experts probably got us all losing all 4 of them. But I'm going 3-1.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to open up the panel now. You know, it's Friday night. Let's get these fine gentlemen about to come through their predictions in the order in which they came. The first gentleman, he needs no introduction. Ron from Steel Knicks fam. Salute.
What's going on, fellas?
Good, brother. That's good.
Salute, Ron.
And then I got my man Baked Beans. Salute, fam.
Salute.
Good, Double B. Good.
T, hey, Dub, Ron. What up, fellas?
Good.
Good, man. Friday night in here, cutting it up. You know what it is, man. I'm glad y'all up in here, man. Trying to get the spirits back up, brother. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't done there. A late Flyers pop through.
Yes.
Spree, salute, fam.
Oh man,
It's
We're gonna get
a party now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna get
Why you don't
things
start the I walk in?
Hey, wait. You know the rules. You know, wait till you're called. Let's not talk over anyone, but let's have a fun. So, I'm gonna hit Ron up first with KJ's question. What do you think our record will be after 30 games?
yeah. Actually, it took me a minute. I put like 3 different records up there. I had to keep taking a look at it. Like, nah, that ain't gonna work. So I settled on 18-12. I think that's because I was kind of thinking. I had to think about how many losses they got now. Like, I got to give them a little bit of a cushion, a little window here. Yeah, I think 18-12 is what I think they can be. And that's, of course, me assuming that they're going to get it together and they're going to do what I think they're going to do. And that means, playing through Randall with the starting unit and letting the bench rock out and do what they normally do. And I think that'll get us back to where we need to be. Now, if Tibbs is actually doing something different with the starting lineup and maybe Burks is going to jump in there, then I don't know what's going to happen, because maybe that means he wants to continue to try to employ this new type of offense and just give it a different look, which could work. I don't think it will. I think they need to play through Randall. And whatever you want to try to do that's new and exciting and change your pace, let that be the second unit.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. And Baked Beans, salute, fam. You heard the question.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable with 17-13. For some reason, I feel comfortable with 17-13, and that's even if we lose tomorrow, because I still think. I put it like this: if Tibbs shock us tomorrow and make the move before the 20th game, that'd be a blessing. But I don't think, like we all know, Tibbs, it's gonna be 20-0, and I just feel he ain't gonna make the adjustment to like another 2-3 games. And I hate to say it, but the 2-3 gonna be losses until he make the adjustment. That's how I feel.
Because I think with the 2 games of practice, Beans, that we might see it. Given what we saw with Alec Burks in the practice jersey, like Divine said, and Nerlens Noel. Maybe Nerlens Noel coming back. Maybe that's the change. Maybe Nerlens starts.
All right, let me ask you this. Y'all seen they called that boy up back quick fast, McBride. People were saying that they about to call his number. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Hey, Divine, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, if he playing better than the next man, then he deserved to play. So yeah, I ain't got no problem. I don't care if it's Kim or not. If Grimes is gonna give us more than what them cats are giving us, then he deserved to play. Period. You know what I mean? I want the cat in there who's gonna help us win. And if he playing like that and Tibbs think that boy can help us win right now, throw him in there. Throw him in there.
Yeah, facts. I'm with it. I'm with any shake-up, KJ.
Well,
I know you're with Deuce. You predicted opening night. You'd get minutes.
Let me tell you something, CT and everybody else. I'm happy that young man went down there and did what he did, because we need another person like Quickly that could defend from one baseline to the other baseline. That is our problem. We don't have enough guys. We don't have enough guys like Quickly that can run you down. these young fresh legs, Grimes and McBride, they provide that service. So guess what? If Fournier and Kemba is not providing that service, we know these guys can score. But if these guys can get 5 to 6 minutes of just straight defense wins, and we need that. I'm happy he's back on there. Hopefully Tibbs pulls him up. I'm with Big Beans on it. We know how stubborn Tibbs is, though. We don't know what I don't think it's going to happen, but I really want to see McBride out there to see what difference this young man can do. I hope it happens sooner or later because we need him.
Yeah, facts. And let me bring in Spree. Spree, give us your take on the 30 games and also on Deuce.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Beans. I like the 17 and 13 prediction. I think that's a fair point, and I don't know if Tibbs. We'll see with the adjustments piece. I'm with everybody. What Divine just said. Anybody that's going to help us improve. We don't owe anybody anything. We got to just play the best guys that are going to give us a chance to win. I always like to go down with my guy Alec Burks. I'll go down with him shooting us in it or out. That's my guy. When he had that little scoop layup, I thought he was MJ there for a second. But,
yeah, right.
That one under the basket. He always gives me 1 to 2 minute stretch where I like to say he's MJ, and I know the panel people think I'm a little crazy with that take, but the purpose of me saying that is to always defend him, because even when he doesn't play well, I got love for him, because you always need a guy on your team that thinks he's the irrational confidence guy. He thinks he's the baddest dude on the planet when he steps on the court, and I appreciate that about him. So,
yeah, and shout out Tone Crow. Yo, Black, it's time. Salute, fam.
Salute, Tony.
Yeah, the chat's pumping. The panel is on fire. Got my man Beans, Spree, Ron. Ron, give us your take on the Deuce situation.
Well, I mean, I said it before. I don't know if y'all heard me. Deuce is like my second favorite player on the team. RJ is first. So I definitely want to see the best for him. And I'm hoping that this means that I think Tibbs was impressed by it. The fact that he sent him there for one game and he balled out in that one game, cold off the bench, hasn't even been playing. He just lit it up. So I think Tibbs liked that, because it shows, one, that he stays ready and he's hungry, and he wanted to show that he can go out there and do something. So I like that. I hope he does give. Look, I'm not asking for a lot. Just give Deuce 4-5 minutes tops. Just let him get his feet wet, and if he does something positive, then you know what? Maybe that earns him 4 minutes in the next game. Just take it from there. It don't got to be a shakeup, but it's got to be something to help this unit. The team in whole. Because that bench, I think they're good, but we need something to help the starters out. Even if it doesn't look like it's just for the starters, just put them in there somewhere. Put them in with the bench. I don't care. You know what I mean?
And, you know what I'm surprised about is Beans brought that up before his man Grimes. Does Grimes not deserve some burn, Beans?
Yes, I feel he do. And this is how Grimes is going to get in. I'm going to tell you now. Because no matter what, Tibbs is in a bad situation, because he's going to have to mess with the second unit. You know what I'm saying? So let's say they move quickly, or they move Grimes. They move quickly or Burks to the starting unit. That opens up a spot. I think Grimes can beat Fournier out of it. You know what I'm saying? I said this earlier on Blanche and Tiz. Shout out Uncle Freezer. I said this earlier, once you come situational, that situation can be anything. That's anything from 1 second to 40 minutes with Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to be in that situational spot. You know what I'm saying? So I feel Fournier or Kemba, one of them got to go situational. It's just which one. And I think Grimes should get them minutes.
You don't think we should see 5 more games before we throw Kemba or Fournier away? Or
everybody's saying 20, right? When he go switch. So I'll give him 20. I'll give him 20.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, Divine.
Yeah, man. I'm right now. I'm comfortable with Grimes and them getting the opportunity, but best believe Tibbs gonna go. Don't get me wrong. if Fournier stink up the joint tomorrow, they might change the next game against the Chicago the next day because it'd be a back-to-back anyway. He might say, what, Fournier, take a seat tonight, and I'm going to run somebody else. But because it's not only it's a back-to-back, he ain't playing well, so you might see it the next couple of days. You never know. But I think I understand what people say. Tibbs stubborn. Tibbs is not stubborn at the detriment of losing the games, though. That's one thing he is not. Tibbs is not one of those guys who want to lose basketball games. So I think he might be stubborn in a sense, but if he feel like this thing is going the other way, that's why he put Alex Burks in the practice jersey today. He said we done lost 2 games in a row. The starters not playing good. Let me start letting you guys know it might be a shakeup coming. So what did he do? He put Alex Burks in the starting practice today in the starting jersey. To run with the starting unit. I guess what I was trying to say. So I'm confident Tibbs know where he's trying to go. The Knicks know where they're trying to go. And I think he'll make that adjustment. And we just gotta hope that these young guys coming in don't stink it up. Then we're gonna be like, but give them the opportunity. But just be careful. You ask these guys to come in here and do something that a bunch of good guys who've been playing in the NBA for 10 years could do. You know what I mean? So but I don't have no problem with it. We think we need that to spark the team. That's fine. Because I think it's better to give them an opportunity now to wait till the end of the season than you haven't given no playing time. They're not ready to play. So if we need to throw Grimes and McBride in there for a few minutes here and there, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because like I said, Fournier is not playing good basketball. Kemba, he's not playing bad basketball. I don't want to say if you look at his shooting numbers, he's shooting pretty good right now. But it's just as his defense, his consistency is just killing us. So let's just hope that it don't get that far. But if it do, I think we 15 deep. And I think if you call Grimes and McBride, I'm confident they'll step up and play the best they can.
Yeah. And let me go around and ask everybody. Start with KJ. How many games left would you want to see, or would you need to see until you made a change? Starting from next game.
I'm starting tomorrow, and the reason why tomorrow, because the next 7 games of that is all fire week. We got nothing but playoff teams, and let me tell you, if you against a 1-14 team and you come out doing the same things you're doing,
I think KJ froze up right quick, so you can go ahead to
Ron. Yeah, Ron.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good? How many games would you want to see till you want to see a change up, or are you with it right now?
I'm I actually said after this week. So I thought that this week was pivotal, because we're playing Orlando and Houston, and I was gonna wait, till after those 2 games took place, expecting that they were gonna win both. But if they lost both, for example, then I thought we needed to make the shakeup right then and there before we go into the Bulls game. So
yeah, it's right. 2 days practice and 1 soft opposition before we play tough ones. Beans, I already know your response. Yeah.
I was ready for them yesterday. Ready for them a whole week.
I know that's
right. But nah, realistically, man, I would have been one of the team at least get spot minutes, little 3, 4 here, 5 here. You know what I'm saying? Every time you pick Grimes in, he proved himself so far to me, man. Even that last time we seen him, he took 3 shots, he nailed 2 of the 3s, and he played solid defense. What else we want? What else we got to see from him? I know in defense he dominating. He got to be. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, we just got Fournier. We just got Kemba. So I guess they don't want to pick the rookies over them. Our little 30 million backcourt that ain't doing nothing, playing no defense. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I've been ready.
Yeah, and I like Tone Crow's suggestion too. I'm with that. No, Nerlens back in the starting lineup. Let Mitch continue to grow with the bench. They both can't really stay healthy at the moment. So, but I love what Noel gives us on the pick and roll, the D, and Spree. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think we're missing Noel's energy. He just gives us energy. I'm not trying to talk down on Mitch, but Mitch to me just doesn't look right still. When I watch him out there, I think he's lumbering still a little too much. Even when he catches the ball, he's not really ready. He's not setting good screens, in my opinion. They're like sometimes he'll set the screen really good, but sometimes he won't give you a good one. And I think right now we need energy, we need rebounding. I mean, this is not just. I mean, and I'm not trying to single out just Mitch, but we need it. Last year's team was a sum of the parts team. Everyone did their job. Literally it was not just make no mistake, it was not just Julius Randle last year. Everyone on that team contributed and just played their role. Right now, we can't afford to not have guys playing their role, whether it's Mitch, whether it's Fournier, whether it's Kemba. It's all of them. It's not just one guy. It's all of them. So we got to get the energy and the rebounding. So I'd be for Noel, man. We need him. Yes, Noel is limited in certain things, but he's not limited in effort. So, and that's what we need.
Yeah, and how many games, Spree, would you need to see before you make a change?
I'm going to give it one more game. I think I kind of agree with Ron, still Knicks fans. I was the same way. I was like, I wanted to see Orlando and Houston. And if it doesn't get better after that, I thought they turned the corner after the Indiana game, even though we didn't shoot it well. I like how we were moving the ball, but I think we give it one more game. If we don't like what we see in that game, then we'll make the move. But I think there's a shot Tibbs may make the move tomorrow. I do.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And KJ?
Yeah, so I
welcome back.
Technical difficulties. I didn't hear who else went, but I was just saying that I agree with Spree. Same thing. If we can't come out hitting tomorrow for a 1-14 team, for a team that we should really blow out, and that we need a nice win tomorrow, because I said we got some dogs coming in and going out that we got to play. Phoenix, Atlanta, these guys are coming to play us, and they want to win. You know, they here to talk. Chicago, the Lakers. You know, even Lakers just took a loss tonight to Boston, so LeBron is coming here. They ready to play. AD is coming here. They ready to play. So we need to get off to a great start tomorrow. And it starts tomorrow. And if we can come out streaking and doing what we got to do, I think sky's the limit for us going forward. But if not, we can't play around right now. We're in no position to play around right now.
Yeah, facts. And Pudge and I said it, you know, must win. Let me ask everyone the next question now. Reigning coach of the year, we have Tom Thibodeau. I want you to assess his season so far, your belief in him, and what you liked and what you haven't liked, and what you'd like to see him try. You know, I'll start with Divine, Tom Thibodeau.
Right now, because of the situation B, I'm just going to give Tibbs a B. Because you know you only gonna be good as a coach as good as your team playing. If your players ain't playing good, you ain't gonna be a good coach at that time. You know what I mean? Right now, our first unit is not giving us what we need. And, you know, we 8-7. We can easily be 9. We could easily be 11-4 right now if our offense wasn't sticking it up the way they are. And you know, but I think he's doing what he could do with the team that he has, because, like I said, it's not only him; it's the front office. When you got guys making $19 million, you can't just throw them on the bench. From a business standpoint, it don't look good. It don't look good on the organization. It don't look good on the franchise. You pay somebody $19 million, and after come out of the first 5 games, you throw them to the bench. That I don't think that's a good look for them. So Tibbs just got to deal with this thing the way he can and keep Fournier in there, because I don't think they gonna want to put that boy on the bench. Not maybe now it might be different, but the 5, 6, 7 games ago. They how they going to justify putting $19 million on the bench right now? You know what I mean? And the fan base will go crazy. Why we pay this man $19 million and they got him on the bench? Maybe 5 games. Maybe now we probably don't care because we deeper into the season. So I can understand Tibb and Kemba Walker. He came here. You know, he was Kemba's home. The fan base electrifying. He doing his thing. You know, he trying to do a thing, but it ain't panning out yet. So I mean, you know, to take all that into consideration with RJ's ups and downs on the offense game. The defense, 1 minute they there, 1 minute they not. And I don't want to put it on Tibbs, because the players is the one got to stop my man from scoring 30 on you. Tibbs ain't got to stop Cole Anthony. RJ and them got to stop Cole Anthony, or my man Kemba Walker got to stop Cole Anthony. I mean, if Tibbs don't stop Terrence Ross, that's Fournier's responsibility, or whoever's probably to stop Terrence Ross from running amok. So I think, you know, we're going to have to get on Tibbs a little bit for some of the things. But, man, you cannot tell me that the reason why the team ain't sticking it up is because of the players. It ain't the coach. This team, because like I said, the second unit is playing good. So, if you're going to blame Tibbs for the first unit, you better give him his flowers for the second unit. I just think it's the players. So that's why I give them a B. Because I just think that them first unit players, if you look at the numbers and the statistics, they are playing horrible. And I gotta leave that now. When you come to adjustments in the game, y'all want to go through all that. That's fine. But I think that them players right now, Fournier and them boys in that first unit is letting this team down. They letting Tibbs down. They letting Johnny Bryant down. They letting the fan base down because them cats is playing like crap. And I just think that's what it is, man. I think once Fournier get his thing together, once them RJ get his thing together, Randall get back into motion, then I think we'll be seeing a different tune. But I'm gonna give him a B, just due to the fact the way our first unit is playing right now. They're just playing like one of the worst teams in the league in that first unit.
Yep. Is there anything you want to see Tibbs change up?
It's hard to say, man, because
like from a play calling, or are you happy with the play calling, or
yeah, because I'm not I'm not trying to be a homer, not trying to be a Tibbs optimist, not trying to say that the man don't do nothing wrong, because he did a couple of games ago when he took players out at a certain time, or he let Julius Randle stay in a long time. I get all that, but I also understand why he do it. I understand why he have to do things. Our team is not playing good. They just and it's causing a lot of confusion. Like I said, if Evan Fournier was popping right now and Kemba and all of pop, we wouldn't even have this conversation. We'd be like, yo, Tibbs going to be coach of the year again. We would literally have this conversation. If that team was playing good, we'd be like, Tibbs about to be coach of the year for the second time in a row. That's what we would be saying if the starting unit was doing their job. So it's hard for me to throw Tibbs out there like that, because the man took it to 41-21. He's been winning this league for years. He might not have a good playoff record, but he's been everywhere Tibbs went. He's a winner. Yep. He won. He's 130-something games or 20-something games over 500. And that team we brought in here, that's been $19 million for Fournier, Kemba Walker, and those guys, they just not doing their job, man. And I just think that it's unfair for him to get beat up. Before us making changes, I don't know. I think Alex Burks might be the first one to me. I think Tibbs just need to start Alex Burks right now because Fournier is stinking it up. Maybe, like y'all guys said, let Grimes and McBride get a little shine, see if he could spark this thing, because quickly and all them guys is playing good basketball, man. Like Obi and them guys are playing phenomenal. So, I don't know what to say when it comes to Tibbs. Does Tibbs get the fault for all this? I don't think so, because I think all you could blame this on is that starting unit. That's all I can see. Because if that were the case, then quickly then we'd be playing good. Burks wouldn't be playing good. Derrick Rose wouldn't be playing good. Obi wouldn't be playing good if it was Tibbs' fault. So, it's just tough. I say B. My only change is I think you just move Alex Burks to the 3 right now to Fournier get it together.
Yeah. Ron, what are your thoughts on Tibbs so far, and what have you liked?
Well, if I'm looking at it from the standpoint that Divine's looking at it, I can give him a little bit of leeway, but I'm just a little bit of a harsher critic when it comes to Tibbs, because he was the coach of the year, and I respect what he brought to this team, and so I'm holding him at a higher standard, and I believe he's the only one on this team who can really get through this group, and because they don't really have leadership on the team. Randall's not going to talk up, and even if Randall does talk up, he doesn't necessarily know what to do. He's not that type of leader. So for me, it all flows through Tibbs, and because of that, I understand exactly what you're saying, Divine, and that's why I'm giving him a C. I'm giving him a C, not because he is necessarily the reason why we lost certain games recently. I think he's put into motion the right things, and I think that you're right. The players are not carrying it out. They're not doing what they need to do. But what I will say is, earlier in the season when we lost other games to Cleveland, to Indiana that first time around, when we played them and Miles Turner lit us up, those are just bad. It's bad, starting adjustments, not even in-game adjustments. We had a bad game plan when we played them. You can't leave Mitch on an island and not tell him, okay, after you see Miles Turner hit 2 threes, all right, yo, this might be something going on. You got to make some changes. And I just think that his game plan was faulty from the beginning, and it happened in certain games. How we played Cleveland, we should have never played Cleveland like that. We should have went small ball against them and tried to run up and down the court with them because they are, they're young, they got a good balance, they have a lot of athleticism. We got to try to hang with them on their terms because we didn't have necessarily what we needed to play the way we want to play. So I just think that some of those adjustments are really bothersome and they're on Tibbs. The other thing I have a problem with is I know I talked about this and I don't want to contradict myself because I say one thing because I understand Tibbs, but being that we've had all these issues, I think you had to open up your bench a little bit at certain points. I think when things aren't going well and there's 3 or 4 games where you've seen your starters had nothing and the bench is giving you everything just to keep you in the game, you know what? Keep the bench out there. Don't change the bench. Maybe take one guy out, throw Grimes in there for 4 minutes or 3 minutes. Let whoever you took out get some rest, and then bring that person back in. Let the bench rock out. Like I just think I understand that we got all the money that we owe these players, and you got to respect that. But that's okay. That gets you to the next game. That means next game you starting the way you were starting before. But this game, since you were stinking it up, I got to go with somebody else. That's how I think Tibbs should be coaching. And he looks like he's starting to do that now. And that's the reason why I'm telling you I'm not blaming him for these last couple of losses. But the ones before that, when he was just going status quo, nah, I can't rock with that, Tibbs.
All right. Coming to you, Beans. And we'll get round to everyone, if you want to respond to what someone said. But yeah, go ahead, Beans.
I'm gonna give him a C minus, man. And this is why. It was kind of like what Ron said and what Devon said, but the way I'm looking at it is, all right, yeah, he got coach of the year, cool, all right. But now you back on your second regime. This is 85%, 90% of the same team that you had. You know what I'm saying? You knew what we was giving up for shooting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, we was giving up. You knew off the gate we was giving up defense for offense. So in your game plan, you should have switched that and added something different. You know this ain't the same 2 players that we had last year, so why didn't you switch it up in the summertime and training camp and all that? Why wait? So now we are suffering because you didn't make the adjustments ahead of time. You understand what I'm saying? Our starting lineup, we got to get it out there. Our whole first lineup is non-athletic, man. The only athletic dude on the first lineup is Mitch. And we see how he looking. He's not even in shape yet. Any athletic team that got 3-4 athletics, they're going to kill us. They're going to kill our first unit. I don't care who it is. Now, if Tibbs don't come in here with a new thing tomorrow, with Burks or somebody like that to give us a boost in that front lineup, it's going to get ugly again. I'm telling y'all now, we're going to be on here tomorrow with the sad faces talking crazy again. You dig what I'm saying? So to me, C minus, he could have made adjustments. It's like he waiting till we burning the house down to make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoo. Like, and that's all. I ain't going, keep going round and round and round. And like I said, I wish he would have played the young guys, even spot minutes. You ain't giving them nothing. Like, you straight Kevin Knox in them. But last year you made sure quickly Obi got their little minutes here. You know what I'm saying? We know why, but we ain't gonna get into that. But you made sure they got their minutes. And we got 2 people stinking it up. But you don't want to give them a little bit of minutes? Like it's just crazy, man. But I'm clear with that.
Yeah, I think we got 4 people sticking it up, not 2, 4. You got 4 people sticking it up right now.
Oh, that's all I was saying. Just the new guards. That's all I was saying.
Okay, I got you.
All right, Spree.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. So I'm going to give it a C. I'll say this. my biggest issue with Tibbs, and he's got to figure it out. Obi got to get more minutes. He's somehow got to find a way to get Obi more minutes. He's our most energized player on the court. He's better. He's just a better player this year. Anytime he comes on the floor, he's giving the team energy on both ends. He's a better defender. I see he's improved his defense. I mean, he flies up and down the court. I'm not saying anything. Randall and him can play together. It's not taking a shot at Randall. You got to find a way to get Obi more minutes. I don't care how. I don't care what lineups you put out there. I want to see Obi more. That's number one. Number two, my thing with the starters is this. I can't kill Tibbs completely because I realize he wanted a sample size with this starting lineup. To be fair, that's what you do. You give them a chance to figure it out. So I understand that. And I understand he doesn't want to lose the confidence of Randall, Kemba, and Fournier early in the year by saying, I'm not playing you guys. I'm going to make drastic change. Like, for us to be a great team, ideally, we need all these guys to be good. That's at the end of the day. But I think he's gotten to a point where maybe in a couple games he'll make the change. That's why I don't want to completely kill him. But my thing is this. I blame – and it's Randall's got to figure it out more on the floor. Tibbs can't play for Randall. Randall's making a lot of the decisions with the starting lineup as far as reads. He can't control Fournier missing wide open threes. He can't control Kemba's defense. He can't control whether Kemba plays or not. I get that. And if Kemba continues to struggle, maybe you do make a change. But ideally, I think the one thing I'll say about Tibbs is the offense. I liked how he used Randall as a screener more in that Pacers game. Where it was Randall wasn't just ISOing, he was getting him in some screen and rolls, finding ways to use guys in different matchups to maybe get their flow going with the first unit. I'd like to see more of that. I think Tibbs can do the thing that I think Tibbs can do a better job of, regardless of who's in the game, is offensively not just being predictable. Not like we gotta mix it up. We gotta find ways to get Randall energy, get him going downhill. We gotta find ways to get Kemba the looks he needs, to get Mitch to eat. I understand the guys on the floor are playing, but Tibbs can put them in better positions offensively. That's why I'm giving Tibbs a C right now. But my ultimate grade for Tibbs will he figure this out? If he doesn't figure it out, he's getting an F. But I believe in Tibbs enough. He has a track record. I'm not just giving him a pass because of last year. He's got to earn it. Every year is different. We got new personnel. It's your job to figure it out. So I'm going to give him a C.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep, that's fair. KJ Dub.
I'm giving Tibbs a B. Of course, we want to see different styles. Even I see it in games. I'm like, sub this guy out. I just said early in this podcast today. I said, listen, Julius Randle does not play. He need to play the whole first quarter. He needs to come out early in the first quarter to get him ready for the second unit a little bit. With 9 minutes left, to put him in to preserve his time. But I got to ask all you guys a question. Who were we before Tibbs came here? We were Mike Miller. We were Isaiah Thomas, Jeff Hornacek, Dave Fizdale, Kurt Rambis, Mike Woodson, Derek Fisher. Tibbs right now, it's crazy right now. 49 games. Jeff Hornacek only won 60 games. 60 games in 2 seasons. Derek Fisher only won 40 games in 2 seasons. Fellas, chat. This guy's only been here a year. And now, last year's we can't cry over sport mode. That's over, right? We at 8-7 right now. Does his good, we put him on a scale, does his good outweigh the bad? It does. We just got to bring him back the line of New York way. Listen, Tibbs, you don't need to do that no more. You got to switch some things up. Do I think he can step his game up? Yes. I'm not going to kill him all the way. So I'm giving this man a B. His track record is proven in a year, only 1 year, and a couple months on Knicks head coach right now. He is the right coach for this team. However, he does need to switch it up. And I put those names up there because those are years and years and years. Did we have that same energy for those coaches back then? So to me, I'm not going to hurt him right now, but I think we need to look at the big picture here. We don't want to go back to those times.
Absolutely not. No, I try not to remember that, KJW.
Hey, CT, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick before you change it up. Noel played 2 games this season so far.
True.
Mitch come in hurt. He ain't ready. Fournier stinking it up. RJ stinking it up. Kemba stinking it up. Randall not playing good. This is what he coaching. He is coaching 2 centers that's not even healthy. One of them only played 2 games this whole season so far. One of them put on 280 pounds. He's just trying to find his. He just finally had a good game the other night. His main short, small forward is not playing basketball at all. I'm not saying mediocre at all. Evan Fournier is throwing donuts up there. Kemba Walker, iffy. RJ Barrett, the last 4 games, terrible. Julius Randle, you don't have enough personnel to compensate that. The New York Knicks do not have enough personnel to compensate. I don't give you throw Grimes in there. I don't give you throw my man. They ain't gonna compensate for all that mess that's going on in New York. It won't happen. They're not that talented to compensate for all the stuff that's going on with Tibbs and that team by them 2 centers being hurt. Your main small forward can't even get buckets. It's not like it's the whole team. That's what I'm saying. So do you think Grimes can literally on every given night do what Fournier can do consistently? I don't think so right now. I think the man, I think he can help the team. But the reason why I give Tibbs a B is because look at the stuff that he's got to deal with right now. Six of his players is playing below mediocre.
Can I add something to that? Because I and this is really coming from my heart. I feel if you gave Grimes them minutes that Fournier got, yes, he will outplay Fournier. And I know one reason why, because his defense is better off the rip. So, yeah, I'm going to say, yeah. If you gave him the minutes right now, Grimes will play better in my eyes. I don't know about y'all, but to me, yeah. And I wanted to say one more thing to you, KJ, because I heard you say, the coaches that we had. Yeah, I understand that. Then we finally got Tibbs ahead, you know what I mean, to get the culture down and all that. But you acting like that was our choice. We didn't want them coaches here. It's not our fault we just got a good coach.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? We would have been turned it around.
Absolutely. And like I said, I'm just going on for years, 20 years. Last year was the only year we've been we got the 4th time of over 500 record last year in 20 years as a Knicks fan. That's terrible. So, of course, the different management teams that came here, don't forget it's a whole new management team, Beans. New management team. So, of course, it's not our fault. I'm just doing look at the coaches that we have. The culture was not built right. Now, 2012, when we had Walsh here and we did our thing, that got built right, but then he left. And then after that, everything blew up, right? So now we got culture, we got a front office, and we got a coach now. So things are building. So Tibbs is our hope right now, if you ask me. If not Tibbs, who else would coach this team?
That's a fact. Yeah. I agree with you on that, KJ. I do.
Tibbs, my bad, Ron. Tibbs is a really great hire. I'm not saying that he was, but it's a couple more coaches I feel could have did the same job. I don't feel like Mike Miller got a fair share.
Beans, that's what I was just about to tell KJ. Out of all the coaches he named, I think Mike Miller was the one who was doing a good job. But because of his name recognition, Woodson, of course, yeah. But
Mike Woodson. Yeah, I just want to say it's okay to give Tibbs an incomplete because we're only 15 games
tough.
in.
It's tough.
Right.
It's hard. We got to see how he because now is coaching. Right now is when we're going to find out. We give him a grade is these next 15 games because it's easy when it's going good.
Right.
Go ahead, Ron.
I was going to say one thing, and you can obviously move on. CT, do what you got to do, bro. I just wanted to comment on one thing that I saw in the chat. Sherwin M said, "Obi's just a dunker." Let me just say this, and I hope common sense weighs out. Obi is what he has in front of him. Obi could take a bunch of 3-point shots, and And don't think he's just going to keep missing all of them. He's going to hit some shots because the thing about Obi is that he's an energy player, very jacked up. When he first comes in the game, he starts, shooting those shots. He got to calm himself down. When he calms himself down, he starts leveling the rim. He starts eyeing it right, and then those shots start to fall. But besides that, how are you going to say Obi is just a dunker? Did you not see the summer league? Forget the competition. We seen Obi do dunks. We seen Obi do spin moves, layup packages. Obi was doing everything in the summer league. So you can't say that. That's not true. Obi is only going to do what is easiest for him and what's available. And if anything, Obi could, instead of a dunk, he could do a layup and do all types of other things. But Obi is trying to get the bucket, okay? And the
I
bucket.
think his defense has gotten better too.
Yeah, he's playing better all around. Is he great at defense? No, but he's gonna get better the more he plays. So just give him a chance, man. And another thing I was gonna say real quick about Obi, if you switch Obi with Cole Anthony right now and make Obi the star on Detroit and give him 30 minutes a game, Obi's putting up 20 points a game. Because there's nobody else. That's why Cole Anthony looks so good. There's nobody else. Jeremy Grant's not doing much. It's all running through Cole Anthony. So that's all I had to say. My bad.
Yep, salute. And we're going to move on from that topic because we could talk about Tibbs all day, but we're going to hit on the lay it out there now. So everyone put on their thinking caps. So lay it out there is a bold prediction moving forward and a safe bet. And while you think about yours, I'll give you mine. So my safe bet is that I think there will be some kind of shake-up for the very next game against Houston tomorrow. And my bold prediction is that I think Deuce or Grimes are going to start to see some minutes. Maybe not straight away, but I think within the next 10 games. That's my bold prediction and safe bet. Who has one where they want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. My safe bet, I'm going with Burks. Burks over Fournier in that starting lineup, possibly tomorrow. And I agree with you, CT. I think either Grimes or Deuce or even somewhat Sims is going to get some more playing time just for some fresh young legs. That's what I'm going with.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that, definitely. I think Tibbs has evolved somewhat. He's changed because he's 64 years old. You can't outrun Father Time. And the man wants to win more than ever. So we can evaluate what Tibbs did 10 years ago. I love how they keep bringing up what he did with the Bulls, 10 years ago. Let me ask all of you, are you the same person you were 10 years ago?
Good point, CT.
We all change, and when we're 64 years old, you might think differently. When this might be your last coaching job, and you might be about to hang yourself. So, with that said, anyone else got a?
I have a safe bet. RJ Barrett figures it out and gets back to playing the basketball he can play, because every time, this is what he does. It's just we do this every time. We saw it all last year too. He'll come out. He'll have a bad stretch of 6 or 7 games where he's not shooting the ball well. He's not really looking like the RJ that we love, no one loved. And then he has like another 5 to 10 stretch of great play. That's just RJ. That's who he is right now. I'm not saying it's all on him, but it's a safe bet for RJ is he gets his shot right and he plays better basketball. That's just because his confidence won't go. He's mentally tough, but he just for some reason will have these stretches where he doesn't play well. But my safe bet is he gets it together.
Yeah, I like that. A positive one.
All right. I got one. My safe bet is Tibbs will be the coach for the rest of this year and next year.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right. I'm too, and this is what I feel. I feel we about to get all we asking for with these young guys. For some reason, I just got this crazy feeling. I feel like we about to get a big interjection of them. And with that being said, the Knicks is going to win 7 out of their next 10 games starting tomorrow.
I'll take that in the heartbeat.
Yeah. I'll take that, Beans.
Yeah. My bold prediction is we trade for Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns at some point this year.
Now you're just letting it fly.
I'm total. I have no idea, but I just want.
I think my safe bet is that's what it was, the safe bet, right, CT? My safe bet is last game he had 13 and 12. Noel coming back. I think Mitchell Robinson, like he's starting to get more win and more win. I think Mitchell Robinson going to be put up a double-double hopefully the next 4 games. And I think Nerlens Noel coming back, we're going to have to ease him back slowly. He can't come in to start because he's just coming off an injury. He was even questionable still, so that he might not be 100% to start for the Knicks. So I think Noel get eased back easy. I think that's going to happen. But I do think Mitchell Robinson, the way he's been playing the last couple of games, the way he's starting to get a groove, and I think Mitchell Robinson going to be double-double the next 4 games.
I agree with Shaw Powers. Mitch falling on the ground and giving you a heart attack, that's a safe bet.
Yeah, right. Right.
As long as he bounces back up and
There
keeps
you go.
going. Gotta love Mitch. I love what Divine said, and everyone's been saying it's like he has some sort of thing for pain.
He a warrior, man. That boy, he a warrior. I wish everybody had that type of warrior in them like Mitch do, man. Maybe we'd be playing harder right now.
Man, when he took that last fall, that's when the game changed. If he stays in that game, that's when I felt like it went away.
Yep, them the things that cause us to make Tibbs look kind of crazy. Things like that. When things like that happen, and you got to switch the lineup, and it's crazy.
And
I think Mitch gonna be ready though. I think Mitch gonna go off the next 4 games.
Okay. Did you have a bold prediction, Divine, or safe?
Bold prediction for me. I'll say by the next 5 games, the Knicks will be done turn this thing around.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's nice. Yeah, Ron, coming to you.
All right. I'm gonna say. Oh, first off, let me say thank you to Knicks 100. Appreciate that. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be confusing the Pistons and Orlando. I put them together. I matched them up. They're a super team now. I'm gonna say my, laid out there prediction is that the Knicks lose tomorrow to Houston and it's a blowout. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking, guys. Calm down. No, tomorrow it's Randall. Randall gets back to Randall. Randall takes over and does what Randall needs to do. I'm thinking he gives us about 25, 30 points. I'm saying 30, 28. Let's go with 28. So I think that's what's going to happen. My bold prediction is that quickly, eventually, maybe within the next 10 games or so, becomes a starter.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yep. That's interesting. That's nice. Let's touch on the next question. I'll throw at everyone, and it's league wide. It's league wide related. So I want you to tell me which team that is surprised will sustain their play that you think, and which team that's had a slow start you think will turn that around. I'll start with KJ Dub.
I'm going with us, the New York Knicks. I think we started fresh off at the beginning, that 4-5-1 start, then hit this road. I gotta go with home team. It's gotta be us. I think we have not seen our best basketball yet, and it's gonna be a time where we're really, like being said, that 7-10. Let's hope to see that. All we need to win off, we run off a good 3-4 straight. We in the momentum. We haven't caught that momentum yet, and then once we catch the momentum, we seen this team could put 130 points up if it need possible. We just haven't hit our streak yet, and once we do that, it can happen.
Yep. Nice. Went with that one. Spreewell.
I think I like us. I mean, I would definitely agree. Other than us, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Hawks. I think they're going to get it together eventually. They kind of got off to a slow start last year too, and then they really picked it up. Hawks got a lot of talent, so I know they got off to a slow start too. So I'll say the Hawks, and then I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if the Wizards are this good. I don't think they're this good, but they're playing good. They may be able to be that team that this year that's just hovering around 4 seed, 5 seed. They look good. I like that trade. I mean, if you think about it, that Westbrook trade for Harrell and Kuzma, all those guys are playing well for the Wizards. So I like them. I like that team right now. What's his name? Wes Unseld Jr. is doing a good job. Got to give him his flowers.
Yeah, straight facts. Divine. Yeah.
I think the Bucks get back at it, move up, and I think the Wizards go down. Wizards just lost 2 games in a row, obviously, but I think the Bucks get back up there. Now they got they got their players back. You got Chris Middleton back. My man just got back. I think Giannis them gonna get on their little run and get back up in the top echelon of the league. And I do think though they got a good team, I do think the Wizards and maybe the Hornets to me slide back down a little bit.
Yep.
Did the Hornets win tonight?
That was a close. No, they beat Indiana by 3. Yeah, they sure did. Yeah,
all right. This is what I'm feeling. I feel you got to go with the home team on to turn it around. Like besides us, you took my team, Devon. I was gonna say Greek freaking them because you know they're gonna get going. This is what they do. Like this is what they do. They're gonna be a top 3 team, no matter what. And I feel like the Wizards is gonna fall. I feel Chicago is gonna fall. And who was the what was the other question? I think Chicago is just hype right now, but I think they're really gonna fall. Them, Washington, and we're gonna go back up. Greek freaking them gonna go back up. And the only team that I feel like that's probably gonna be stable is Miami. We're gonna have to watch out for Miami.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't think necessarily Atlanta will turn it around. Don't be surprised if they just hover around 500 because they're in a hole and it's not easy to climb out of the way the East is.
Yeah, you're right.
And they lost DeAndre Hunter for a month.
Yeah, boy, again, he just hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And Ron, did you give your teams?
I think that I guess I'll be different. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to turn it around. I think once they get everybody healthy, I think they're going to get on a win streak and they're going to take off. They're just the way they play, their culture of basketball. They're too solid as a team, and they got defensive players over there. And defense wins basketball games. Ask Thibodeau. So I think Toronto's going to go on a nice streak and find themselves in the mix somehow.
Hey, Ron, and then, real quick, Ron, do you still consider that with them losing Anunoby just now for a while? I don't know if you know that. They lost Anunoby for a while, so I don't know if that changes your prediction. I just wanted to throw that out there just in case you wasn't aware of it.
You know what? I did not know that. So thank you for.
But they just got whatchamacallit back though.
Siakam?
Yeah, Siakam back.
Yeah, but Anunoby's he's special, B. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. I need them to have all their parts for my prediction to come true. So yeah, I don't know about that. And all right, but so that's what I would say. But had I known that, I would have went with the Hornets. I just think that the Hornets have pulled off some really impressive victories, and even though I don't think they're great defensively, I think their offensive firepower and the way they run up and down, that's a tough team. That's a very showtimey team with a lot of parts. So I think they can make some noise and win a lot of games. I don't think they're a playoff team though. I think in the playoffs all that stuff will get found out. But in the regular season, I think they're gonna get busy. And the only other thing I was gonna add is I think the Warriors win it all. I think the Warriors is going to take off and do this all year, and I think this is a Warriors championship year.
They're on a tear right now.
Playing well.
And all right, that was the easy question. Now, let me hit you all with the next one, and we're going to consider this the quarter mark of the season prediction, and we'll revisit this at the halfway point again. But This question is, where will the New York Knicks finish? So at the quarter mark, from what you've seen, we made our preseason predictions. Want to see if who's sticking with what they're saying, or who's willing to adjust where you think the New York Knicks will finish in the East. Let me start with Baked Beans. You're on.
Okay, I feel like
And
damn.
we will
Really?
revisit it at the halfway point, so you can make your change. But this is at the quarter way point.
All right, the quarter-way point. I'm gonna say, what seed start to play in?
7.
7th, yeah.
Right.
This is 6. We finish at 6.
Finish 6.
As of
Okay.
right now, if we can, I say we finish in 6. But if we turn it around, like we want to, we could get back to the 4th.
Okay. Yep. Hey, 6 is still a playoff spot. The East is tough as we see it, so I'm not mad at that. Spree.
I said coming into the year, the Knicks would be somewhere between 5 to 8, and I'm not changing it. I still think they're somewhere in the 5 to 8 range. I think 6 is realistic. I mean, we're right now 7, so it's not like everybody's bunched up. So I'm not changing that.
Yep. Hey, 5 to 8. That's a pretty broad range, Spree.
I mean, it's like when I say 5 to 8, I mean
Yeah.
like we're not a top 4 seed this year. We're not as good as last year. Like last year, everything was perfect. We took advantage of a lot of things. I don't see that. I see us potentially an early play-in, but probably 5 to 6. Sorry, I like to give ranges. That way, like when I'm wrong, I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
So.
No, you good. It's a tough question. We're not
very
that far
tough.
in. I'm just saying based on what you've seen, and
I think based on what I've seen, I'll say 6.
Yep. Yeah, that's agreeing with Bean. So KJ Dub.
I'm giving us a 4. I think the Wizards move out that spot. I don't think they're gonna stay that hot that long. Plus, Milwaukee's at the 8th spot right now, so they're gonna move up. And I don't see the Hornets staying at the 5th spot right now through a quarter in. So I'm gonna give us the number 4 seed.
Well, yeah, we equal last year's efforts, so I'd sign up for that right now. Divine.
First quarter season, 20 games, 21 games. We're going to go 20. We 8-7. For next 5 games, we go 3-2. That put us at 11-9, basically. 11-9. And for me, the reason why I'm gonna say we're gonna stay around a 5 or 6 because it's what's going on in the rest of the league. I mean, you got cats gonna be knocking each other off the next couple of games, man. If you look at the schedules coming up, it's gonna be a lot of teams in the East playing each other. You know what I mean? And hypothetically tomorrow you got the Hawks and the Hornets, somebody taking the L. You know what I mean? You got the Heat and the Wizards tomorrow, somebody taking the L. So Bucks and Magic, you know what I mean? And the 76ers go down and play the Blazers. So somebody taking the L. So I do think, teams are going to be losing just like we're going to be losing. I just think that's the way it's going in the East right now because it's so competitive and a lot of guys knocking each other off. So I think we're going to be around, I would say by the end of the first quarter, I think the Knicks got a chance to be 4 or 5.
Yep. Okay.
Just because of the way the schedule is laid, the way that these teams are beating each other up. A lot of these top teams going to be losing games. Like they're going to be like, I believe the top teams lost 5 games already. So I do think that the Heat can lose a game here and there. The Bulls probably lose a game that they down in 6 or 7. So it depends on how it shape out. I think Hornets only we got 1 game in the win column behind them, and they playing somebody who they probably could lose to. So I just think it's going to be a lot of knocking each other off. And but I do think the Knicks, if they can at least come up with the last 5 games 3-2, I think we still got to remain about 6 or 5.
Yep.
For the first quarter anyway.
Yep. That's pretty.
That was pretty in depth.
Yeah.
I try to get it. Yeah, I don't want to see no hyperbole. You know what I mean? I got to cross my T's and dot my I's, bro. That way, ain't out here to throw it out anything.
CT, you back? Good.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah. Did we get Ron's prediction?
Yeah, I think. Ron, did you make a prediction on the?
No. I didn't make mine yet. So I'm gonna say, we finished fourth. But this is me thinking that the top four teams are Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Miami. So I'm saying that we're better than the Bulls because I think the Bulls finished fifth. And I think that because I don't think that this team is going to stay the way it is. I think we're going to eventually figure out how to start playing some good basketball. The defense is still going to be there for what it is. We're not that far off from what we were last year. It's just our offense is really struggling. So I think the Knicks are going to make a move at some point, and that move is going to be a catalyst for us winning a lot of basketball games. So, and I still think we'll finish with my record of 50-32. So, yeah.
Man, you've seen my notes, Ron. You've basically taken the next question.
My bad.
No. Great segue. Let me hit Divine with the next question, and that is, will we see a move this season?
Yes, I do. I think this is the way they constructed this team this year. The contracts that they gave out were for that reason. To me, I think whether it be trade, buyout, I think you can always improve your team. So I think it all depends where they really. CT. I think depends on where they be at, where they're going to be at the time of the trade deadline. That might dictate whether they make a move or not. If they think that they right there where they want to be, and they think the way that depending on where the rest of the East shape out, they might say, you know what, we might be a move away for overtaking a lot of these teams. They're not playing good, so we had to see. But I would say yes.
Yep. And the follow-up question is what move? I know it's hard to predict now, but what move would you like to see?
Oh man, because of the contract situation and what's left on it, and what I think he can do for the team, I'm leaning towards Cat. Unless you get a bona fide point guard in here, that's just going to give it to you every night. If you don't get that bona fide point guard or that wing, then I'm good with Cat though. That's what I wanted anyway. So.
Yeah, upgrade that 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think a stretch 5 would give this team a whole different look. Because as much as we love Mitch and Noel, we are kind of playing 4-on-5 offensively, I feel. Unless they're getting a rim or a putback, a dunk, things like that. So, yeah, I'd love that. So, KJ Dub, will we see a move this season, do you think? And what kind of move would you like to see?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a move made. The kind of move I want to see made is maybe more of a defensive point guard that could shoot. Someone like a Marcus Smart. I think a Marcus Smart would be great on this team right now. At a shooting guard or guard. That's what's needed right now at the starting position is a defender like we had Alpha Payton, but he just couldn't shoot. I'm not sure how long Kemba could hold up. I hope the brother holds up well, but we need a bigger guard, a guard that's going to defend you point A to point B, even though we have Quickly right there. And also, I'm a big believer in Cat. Jersey guy, got relations with Tibbs. I still think he's coming at some point in time. The Knicks just have too much money, too much draft capital. There's no way they're doing all those drafting next year. A move is going to be made. Just don't know what the move is going to be yet. But we're playing with a lot of house money. And that's why I said these next 15 games is going to determine what we're going to do at the trade deadline. Because if we come out, like to Bean's point, we go out and say we do 7 and 10 in the next game. Do we still make a trade if it's there? Absolutely. Whether if we're winning or not winning, if a deal is there for another player to elevate this team, we got to go for it.
Yep. I like it. Spree.
Oh man, this is a tough question. I mean, I definitely think we're going to make a move. Question is, what will the move be?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Karl Anthony Towns sounds good to me. I'll sign up for that. I definitely would sign up for that. I like KJW's Marcus Smart opinion. I mean, I've always liked Marcus Smart. I've always, when watching him play, have said he plays like a '90s Knick to me.
Nice.
Every time I watch that guy play, I'm like, man, I wish he was on my team. So I'd be fine with that. And then I just want to give the young guys too, a chance too. I mean, McBride. We talk about athletic guys. We need more athletic guys. And as much as some of our fans, not you guys, I'm just saying there are a lot of fans that hated on Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock. We're missing their athleticism on the defensive end, and I hope McBride and Grimes get a shot.
Facts. Beans.
Yo, and since my Marcus Smart and Cat is tucking, you know, be that at that. Well, I would say I ain't go front. Low key, you got like ventures together and all that, right? Like they got like things going on together, low key. You know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't surprise me at all. That wouldn't surprise me. But I'm gonna throw a curveball, man. I'm gonna go BI, man.
Woo!
Okay.
D, bro.
Yeah. Pelicans.
He really went.
Right now in this system, I think we shoot up immediately. I think like BI should be the move. But we still need a point guard too. So BI, Marcus Smart, Cat. I take any of them combos.
Why don't we get all three?
Shit.
Hey, Ron.
I mean, well, I got a hot take for you. What about Marcus Smart? No, I'm just joking. KJ always stealing my thunder, but that's because we Knicks fans. We thinking alike. We know what we need.
Right.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm thinking. And the funny thing is, I went back and forth, and John went back and forth with this guy in our comment section on our last video. He was saying we should trade Randall for Jeremy Grant. While I don't like that, and I'm not trading Randall for Jeremy Grant, and I don't know why Detroit would want to do that since they're rebuilding, but I do like the Jeremy Grant idea, though. So if we could get Jeremy Grant in here differently without giving up Randall and make him the complement piece, that'd be nice. The only thing I'm afraid about is if you're getting Jeremy Grant, then that probably means Obi's gone. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I got to be a realistic fan too. I love Obi, and I'm going to root for him no matter where he goes. But if I'm choosing between what Obi can become and what Jeremy Grant is, I think I like Jeremy Grant a little bit better. So yeah, I think Jeremy Grant will be a nice look for this team, and I think he's somebody that they could actually get because Detroit is still rebuilding, and they might be willing to move on from him.
Yep. Yeah. No. Can't disagree with what anyone said. I think I'm gonna throw this one out there. I think Mitchell Robinson, if we are making a trade, I think he's quite likely. Because we can sign and trade him to make up some of the salary. He's an asset that I think we'll be willing to part with to make that upgrade. Whereas I'm not too sure who else we would be willing to part with. But either way, I'm good if we keep Mitch. I like Mitch. I hope he stays healthy. First and foremost. So I just think it is likely. I agree with everyone. The move is likely. But let's wait and see. There'll be more to chop up as we continue. We've got Houston tomorrow. We'll be firing on all cylinders. Knicks Real Talk pre-game. Check that out. We all here previewing the Houston game. And, of course, we'll be chopping it up post-game as well. Got amazing panelists tonight, and I want to give you all an opportunity to ask a question of any other panelist or one question each of you. If you want to ask it to everybody or a particular panelist,
CT, real quick. Can I throw an honorable mention out there, please?
Yeah.
I forgot to say my boy, man. My boy in Phoenix, man. Young boy center, DeAndre Ayton. They not paying him. we can hit, like you said, do something with Mitch, sign and trade. I think we should go after that young boy if he's available.
Yep.
Yep.
I think so
Good point.
too.
Good point.
Hey, CT, real quick, I second that. What about my man Devontae Murray?
Oh, DeJounte Murray from San Antonio.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is he available?
I wouldn't be surprised the way the way they doing in San Antonio. You never know. They're going to extend him neck pretty soon.
I love that. He's good.
All right.
Or how about the guy in OKC, Shea Gillis?
They ain't giving him.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
he's
let him
gonna
go.
be
He's young, man. That's tough. I don't know.
He's going to be tough. So,
Yeah.
who wants to ask the first question?
I'll shoot real quick. So,
Yeah.
what is it that this could be for the whole panel? Like, what is it that you really love about still Knicks fans? No, I'm just joking. No, if you and I'm bringing it up only because it was brought up to us. If you had to make the decision right now to say, you know what, I'm thinking about the future of the Knicks organization, and if I see the move right now that's going to change this franchise and give me that marquee player, are you trading Randall?
I'll go first on it. And I hate to say
you really wanted to get this out. This was the big question.
Yeah, man. When they hit me with it, I was like, somebody else got to feel this one.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna swing first because if it's up to me, Randall up out of here. It gotta be for somebody like a young superstar though, not a superstar in the making, not an all-star in the making. It has to be a bona fide superstar that's at least his age or younger. Like right now, if Phoenix said, "Give us Randall for DeAndre Ayton," he out of here. He out of here.
Or BI? Would you trade him for BI?
See, him and BI are on the same age. BI ain't really proved nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Randall proved he can, you know what I mean, be that guy. At least one season. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be somebody like DeAndre Ayton or Gildress Alexander or something that's we know, all right, this is our young guy for the next 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That it got to be that type of trade. Like it got to be, like he said, like a marquee. All right, this is our guy right here. Randall, we loved you, but you see what this is. Like it got to be undeniable. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
I'm not trading Randall. I'm not trading Randall unless I get a top 15 player back.
Facts.
I'm not like, to Bean's point, like if you're gonna do that, you better get a guy like Cat. You better get one of those guys that you know can. I mean, I just, that's tough. Like he's not playing well right now. He's got to figure it out. Can he figure it out? Can he be? I think he can be a guy to help you win a championship. Can he be the guy? He still has to prove that. As of right now, I don't want to answer that question because it hurts. But because I still want to give him the chance to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, to your point, if it's the right deal, I would trade him. Nobody is untouchable. I that's my opinion. I don't fall in love with anybody, but with Randall, it's got to be, you got to be swayed, man. Except Spree, I've never traded.
Yeah. I would love to get somebody to pair with him, but it all depends who you're going after. I mean, if you throw the names out there, who you think might be out there, would you trade him for Ben Simmons?
No.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, Ingram, I think you pair Ingram at the 3. My thing with Julius Randle is he just need a bona fide dude to play with him. That's the reason why I'm hesitant of trading him, because the kid can play basketball. You know what I mean? I think we need. That's why I like the Cat deal. I just think that match works so well. Inside, outside game, they don't clock the middle on each other. If Cat on the outside shooting, Julius Randle can post, and vice versa. But to Brian's point, I guess if this is going to make us better, and it is going to make us, But if you bring in somebody and take Julius Randle off the team, where does that leave us?
That's the question. Let me throw you an alley-oop. What if I told you straight up? Now this is crazy. It ain't gonna happen. But what if I told you straight up Randall for Damian Lillard?
Nah, I ain't doing that. Just because of the age.
Where are these questions coming from? This is good stuff.
Randall for Damian Lillard.
Well, Damian, here's the thing with that. Damian's older. He's much older, though.
Facts.
31. Yeah.
He's 31. So that's a tough one.
And he's got a team-killing contract, too.
Yeah, he got a big contract.
I would say no to that. As much as I like Damian Lillard.
That's what makes Randall more valuable, not just the fact that he can be a number 2, on a team, but his contract is so friendly for the next 4 years.
That's why I said that one, CT. I was thinking y'all was going to say that.
Yep.
And that's why he took that pay cut, so he knew we could bring in a number 1 to help him win. No one takes that kind of pay cut in NBA history if they don't think that they need someone else to come in and help them, I think.
Right.
Carmelo Anthony, how many times did he have a chance to take a pay cut? Like a significant pay cut, and didn't really, because he believes he's the top dog.
Right.
And
just to put that out there, because there's some fans that feel like Randall didn't take a pay cut, like Randall took the money that was there for him because he needed to take it. Randall's numbers are going to be double, 5-6 assists every year. Right now, this is who he's become. You can get money for that type of production, so he took a pay cut, guys.
I think I want to just see him figure it out with the talent. Like he's not figured it out completely. It's not just him, but we owe it to him to give it. We got to give it another with Randall. But I'm disappointed. He's got to figure it out. There's no doubt. But yeah, it's got to be, to Divine's point, the ideal thing is to pair him with that other A guy. So that's the tough part about it.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question for Ron. I blew my chain of thought that fast. Getting senior moments around here. Hey Ron, what first of all, what made you start still Knicks fan, and what made you become a Knicks fan?
Okay, so I became a Knicks fan because when I was 12 years old, I was a late bloomer to sports. So I started playing all types of sports at that age. And then the first things that I look at is the first things I gravitated to. I saw the Mets, and this was in the Mets heyday when they were a good team with Strawberry and everybody. He became my favorite player, so it was the Mets. The Giants were doing good, but they were the first team I looked at. They were New York Giants. The Knicks, I saw how they was playing, and I said, you know what? This is a pretty fun-looking team. I think this was back in the Strickland years, like when they had Rod Strickland around there. Well, I just liked what they looked like, and I said, I'm a Knicks fan, man, and I like it. And then when we got to the 90s, I really fell in love with the team. And at that point, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, that was my team. I don't care who's winning. I don't care who's better. I'm a live and die with the Knicks, and I've been that way ever since. And then with regards to still Knicks fans, and this is great that you asked me this. I was just joking about it. You didn't have to bring up still Knicks fans. I appreciate it, though. But it brings me to what I kind of failed to mention when I first got on. I was going to bring it up. One of the real big reasons why I started doing Still Knicks Fans with John is that we always talk basketball. So we had a good time because we've grown up together, basically. And we've always had a good time talking basketball. And then I never knew there was a community out there that was on YouTube talking about Knicks. And then one day I turned on the TV. I turned on the computer and I saw Sim from Nothing But Knicks. I saw his show and I was like, whoa, what is this? And I just got hooked. And then of course I also saw Knicks Fans TV with CP. And I was like, man, this is great. Like there's two really strong podcasts out there talking about Knicks. I was like, man, I wonder if I could do something like that. And I was going to do an R&B podcast because I really love R&B music. Actually, my name on Instagram, one of them is King of R&B. Don't ask. But
you got to sing now for us.
I didn't say I could sing. I could harmonize in the shower. But yeah, man, I just really loved it. So, but when I didn't know how to start that, John came to me. He was like, man, instead of doing an R&B podcast, why don't you do a Nick podcast? Because I love talking Knicks with you. We'll do it together. I was like, you know what? Bet. And then when we were first starting to do it, I was, already had the inspiration of Sim, and seeing what he was doing and seeing what Nick Fans TV was doing. But another person that kind of really helped me, because he came after that we had the idea, and I said, man, he got his own show now, and that's Ron Cleveland, man. Because I used to listen to him call in to Nick Fans TV, and I was like, this dude is great. He's got great energy. I love his takes. I love his voice. That man, that used to get me hyped. And then when I saw that he had jumped out the gate and did his own show, and he had a bunch of subscribers, and I was like, people really gravitate to him. I said, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So, and the reason why I'm glad you brought that up is because today on Blorange Tears, I called in. I was out and about. And then right after I got off, Ron Cleveland called in and jumped on the show. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn it, I just missed him. Yeah, so that was great, man. I missed that guy. Yeah, that's my story.
Yep. I just wanted to get that out there. Not because you said the still thing earlier. I just had to ask you that out of the blue. So, but I just want to get, you get to hear from another content creator, man. And because a lot of your journey was just like mine. I started looking at Sim back in the days. Start looking at Nick Fan TV, then I went on Sim's show, and after that, everything is history. You know what I mean? So,
thanks, and Pudge Nice. He got his start on Man, and so did I.
Yeah, man. Look at that.
That's out. I didn't know Ron was on Blorange Tears today. I'm gonna go back and check him out.
Yeah, it was real quick, but he was there for a good 5-10 minutes, so it was cool to see.
Let's go support Father, man. Shout out to Shim, man. Nothing but Knicks, man. He started all this, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
And I got a question. Yeah, go ahead, KJ.
No, go ahead, CT. It's your show, man. You got the question. Go ahead. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'll just throw this question out there to everybody. Give me your favorite Knicks player, past or present, and then also give me your favorite non-Nick player, past or present.
Oh, yeah. I'm going. My favorite Knicks player is I'm going with Patrick Ewing, and the non-player is Allen Iverson.
Nice. Can't fault either one of those guys.
Is that because you molded your game off AI too?
AI, baby.
You're an evasive guard. I got the scouting report on you, KJ.
Come on, man. I'm ready to come cook baked beans up, man, because I got a question for my man after this too. My man, I got to get on him.
Let me read out KJ's report. Solid handles, great passer, gets his mans involved, high IQ, can run the floor, but can't shoot.
Oh, really, CT? I'm gonna do some shooting videos up next for you.
Yeah. Can you hit your free throws, fellas? All right. If I gave you one free throw each to save your life, would you still be here talking to me?
Oh boy. No, I could shoot. So yeah, I would still be here talking to you.
Hey, real quick. Mine is Walt Clyde and Julius Erving.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. No, that's nice.
Mine is Sprewell and Allen Houston. I'm saying two. I'm sorry. Those are my two Knicks that I made me fall in love with this team.
Golden State Spree.
And then I'd probably say Tracy McGrady. I always love watching Tracy McGrady in his prime play. Hey, you took AI, so I got to go probably McGrady. I mean, that guy was a load to deal with. So shout out to T-Mac.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Mason and non-Nick. I'm gonna have to go. Damn, this is hard.
Real talk. I'll give you mine then if you need to think.
You heard me?
No, what'd you say?
Derek Coleman.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Derek Coleman was nice, man.
That's what was beast right there.
Yeah.
He was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, straight
Syracuse, Derek Coleman.
Yeah, I like Patrick Ewing's what really got me got me hooked on this thing. And then non-Nick player, I'd have to say is man, it's tough. Yeah, there's so many. I'm gonna have to go with Kobe.
Can't go wrong there.
Can't fault you for that one. That's very nice. Yeah. My favorite Nick player is John Starks. And
Good one right there.
Yeah, I mean, I love John Starks. 2 for 18 is what it is, but I still love
The
that
heart
guy.
and soul, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then the funny thing is, if y'all hear who my favorite player, and this is not just my favorite non-Nick player, this is my favorite player ever. Oh, Scottie Pippen.
Oh,
I know.
So
But I
let me
love
ask
it.
you. Oh, I got to follow up with Ron on this. Let me ask you this.
How is that possible?
Yeah,
I know.
With you saying that, how do you feel about what Scotty's been saying?
Well, here's the thing, and I learned this maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I think it could have been around there. Um, I loved him as a player, but and that crossed over to him as a person. But when I got to hear who he was as a person, when I saw his life, saw his married life, saw how he carried himself, saw his stupid purchases, buying planes and all types of dumb stuff that he does, it made me change and say, you know what? I don't have to like him as a person. I just like him as a player.
Yeah.
But as a player, I thought he was great. And even though I hated him when he was on the Bulls and what he did to us, and that time when he dunked and stepped over Ewing, I was steaming. But I still respected the type of player he was, because that was the type of player. If I ever had a chance to be in the NBA, as a 6'5" kid, you always have that dream. That's the type of player I wanted to be. So
Great player.
Yeah, he was.
yeah, and
Yeah, he was.
Larry
Can I
Johnson.
add to that
was
real quick, man? Please, just give me 10 seconds real quick. You said Scottie Pippen? That dunk is looked at as one of the best dunks ever in the game on our captain. And what he did to us over the years with Mike, and you could have switched a lot of us. Don't say Scottie Pippen. You don't say Reggie Miller.
Well, the one thing you've learned about me, Beans, is that I'm pretty straightforward, man. Who I like is who I like, and I've always liked them. I could tell you, Scottie Pippen is my favorite basketball player. My favorite baseball player was Ken Griffey Jr., and my favorite football player was Eli Manning. And not because Eli Manning was the best, it's just because he was my favorite. That's it. That's who I am. Always been.
That's what's up.
Favorite non-Nick. So you had to
I'm
pick
also going to
somebody.
throw in Gilbert Arenas in there. I did enjoy Gilbert Arenas for that 3 years in Washington. I enjoyed watching him play.
Hold on, man. How everybody else feel about this?
I mean, the Scottie Pippen thing threw me off, but I respect Scotty's game. I mean, Scotty was a great player.
Scotty was legit. Ain't too many cats in the business that could do it like he did at that position. And lock you down. I mean, that was a tough tandem to beat, man. We diehard Knicks fan, but Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan was a tough tandem to deal with, man. Scottie Pippen, he took a lot of pressure off of Michael Jordan to defend people. Scottie Pippen, lock down
the game. You remember that play with the game because Phil drew it up for Cool Coach?
Oh, Cool Coach? Yeah.
Against the Knicks. It was against the Knicks.
Yeah, against the Knicks. It was against us. How did you feel about that?
I can't stand none of the bull stuff, so that I don't like them dudes with a passion. And I'm a Jordan fan because he played for the Tar Heels. But when Jordan went to the Bulls, I could not stand the Bulls right to this day. I couldn't care less about them jokes. So, but I called the Knicks to get a ring, bro. Today was a thorn in our side for many years. Patty Ewing should have had a ring playing with the Knicks and one for Michael Jordan.
That's a fact. I was just gonna say real quick, but the whole thing with Scotty and what he did during that time, we didn't really know about Scotty's character. All we knew was great things about how he grew up and how he came to the team, and he used to get picked on, and it turned him into a tough player. I didn't know You know, that whole thing with the Kukoc thing, that's your first glimpse of Scotty's character and how he can be selfish and be a certain way. So, yeah, I don't love it, but it just shows who he is as a person. But as a player, he was great.
Yeah. And I just brought up some results for those that want to see today. We saw the Warriors just get over the Pistons by 5. Hey, credit to the Pistons for hanging tough. Hornets knocked off the Pacers. So that's good for us, I guess, for the Pacers to continue to slide. The Nets barely got over the Magic by 2
look
points.
at that.
Yep. Celtics blew the doors off the Lakers. So there's some soul searching going on there. Pelicans, that was a tough win. I know Zion's taking contact now, so he might be ready to play soon.
Wow, maybe the Clippers, holy shit.
Yeah, the Bulls beat the Nuggets. Say the Bulls continue to. Do you guys think that the Bulls are the real deal, or they're just having early success?
They looking like it, but I ain't going front. I want them to fall so bad. Oh, you don't know.
Right. They got a good offensive team in there. They playing better defense this year. It seemed like they playing a little bit more better defense, but they're going to be hovering around that 5 or 6. I think. I don't think they're going to be in the top 4 yet. I just don't think that defense is that formidable yet. I don't, but I do think they got a good offense though.
We're gonna take those jokers out in a few days, gentlemen. I gotta bounce. It's always real.
Spree well, my brother. Thank you, man.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right, Spree.
We'll get that dub, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, Spree. Appreciate you.
Later. Absolutely.
Yep. Hope the fam's well. For those that don't know, Spree recently became a father. Salute, congrats to him.
Wow, salute to Spree.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He's on here chopping it up with us, and still being father of the year. So, shout outs. But hey, you guys are still on fire. Any questions you guys want to throw at?
So I got one question. It's really for my man Bean, since he came at me with the coaching situation earlier, but it's for everybody. So,
Ready?
Hey Beans, it's really for you. I want you to go first on this. Before Tom Thibodeau, before the Knicks got Tom Thibodeau, right? If we have 5 coaches to pick between Frank Vogel, Jason Kidd, Tyrone Lue, Monty Williams, and Ernie Bickerstaff with Tom Thibodeau. Let me ask you a question, Beans. Who is the better? Who would if you had those pool of coaches I just named for the next position? Who would have took that next position other than Tom Thibodeau?
All right, name the 5 coaches again.
Tyrone Lue, Jason Kidd, Ernie Bickerstaff, Monty Williams, and who was the last one I said?
Yeah, damn.
We could throw Mark Jackson in there. We could throw Frank Vogel. We could throw Mark Jackson in there too. Let's throw Mark Jackson in there too.
Now let's leave Mark out of this because I'll probably take Mark. I wanted Mark over Tom, so let's leave him out of there. If I had to take out of the original 5, me personally, I would probably roll with Monty, and let me tell you why. Because I feel like he's a player development coach that helped the young talent, you know what I'm saying, get to their fullest potential. And he's like a non-nonsense type of coach. And I just feel like I think the team would gravitate, and he would still develop and do the things that he needed to do for us to win. So that's who I would go with.
Also, the second part to that question is, with the same roster that we currently had last year and this year, how do you think any of those coaches would have did?
To keep it a buck, I think Monty could have did the same thing because he did the same thing in Phoenix. They was playing in the play-in, they got beat, and then they went to first seed, first place. So I feel he could have did, and he did it in the West. It's not like the West is a cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he probably could have came in here and did the same thing, honestly. If not 41-40, that's how close I think it would be.
And through 15 games, do you think he still had the same record, 8-7, or better?
Right now, see, that's why I really fought Tibbs too much, and I know he can switch it. But if he had, I can't really judge that because is he making the adjustments that we're not seeing Tibbs doing? Is he not? What is he not doing? The same exact thing as Tibbs doing? then you understand what I'm saying?
A Beans, but that was it. I agree with you. Like I asked that question because, and I put that out to Nick Nation because, like I was asking, are we being a little too hard on Tibbs? Like with the rotations, it's like he's still baking right now. He's still getting it together. So that's why I put those questions out there to you, just to see how everybody
Players
would
are
answer the
still
question.
bacon as well. I think by
Mhm.
the looks of it, they haven't hit their stride.
Good
Right.
question, but if you're trying to stump me, you got to come with a little something better than that.
I hear you, brother.
That's
I hear
all.
you.
All right.
Well,
Anything else you think, bro?
I was just gonna say that if I had that choice from those five, I definitely would went with Monty Williams. I just like who he is as a coach. But that second part of your question, I couldn't answer that because I don't watch Monty Williams in-game adjustments. I would have to see what he does on the floor to see if I'm like, okay, yeah, he definitely would have did something better here. So he could be making bonehead moves too. I don't know, you know what I mean? Not that the tips is making bonehead moves, but I'm just saying, like he could be making moves that aren't necessarily the best, but his overall talent compensates for those wrong moves. Like, they just play better, so he don't get exposed. So, but
Yeah, that's why I said that. That's
right,
why I
right.
said that.
But that wouldn't if to elaborate on your point, I would have gone with that other coach because he was out there. The coach that the Nets let go. I thought he was going to be the next Knicks coach.
Oh, Atkinson.
Kenny
Atkinson. I thought, I thought Kenny Atkinson was good. I still think he got a raw deal. I think those are
Bud.
two coaches that got raw deals: Kenny Atkinson and Mike Miller. And let me tell you, I think part of the reason why the Knicks G League team is not doing good is because Mike Miller's not coaching them. I think he was a really good coach, man. It's really messed
That's
up.
what I wanted. That's what I wanted if they wouldn't have brought Tibbs back. I thought they would run it back with Mike Miller. I thought Mike Miller did a phenomenal job with the Knicks team in the second half of that season after they stuck up the joint. But Monty Williams for me, because once a Knick, always a Knick, and he coaching real good. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, you can't sleep on Tyrone Lue though. Tyrone Lue is I think he's the type of coach that can fit in with this generation of players.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think Tyronn Lue is a real good coach, man. Everywhere he went, like I said, he took some guys there, and he had some guys he couldn't take there because they injured Kawhi Leonard, especially when he went down, still almost got them there. But I would definitely have to go between them two. I would go Monty Williams, but I think Tyronn Lue, Ty Lue's end all be all would be my choice.
I give Ty Lue credit now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: without Tibbs, there's no Derrick Rose and there's no Taj Gibson, two of our best players. So
good point.
They're a package deal. He has the foresight to know that they still have great game. Yes, Derrick Rose, the league knows he still has game, but did the league know that Taj Gibson still plays like he was on his couch 1 year ago? So that I give Tibbs that kind of credit. He's brought in two guys that lay it out there for him. So.
No Tibbs, no Deuce McBride.
Very good point, CT.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing, CT, is on the flip side. I think now people around the league see Tibbs as softened, that he's a different player. I mean, a different coach. But prior to him coming here, there's still some people that were scared of Tibbs. They're like, I don't want to go play for him. He's gonna run me into the ground, tear my career up. You know what I mean? There was still that stigma.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler still speaks highly of him.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand all that real quick. If Tibbs was that type of player, not because Ron said just overall the way the NBA think or people, fans think, if Tibbs was that such a bad player running people in the ground, Derrick Rose would not be in New York. Tom Gibson would not be in New York. Jimmy Butler would not. Right. I think Steve was out there like that because you know what? Tibbs is a Connecticut-born, New York gritty city type of guy. We go hard here. And I think even Derrick Rose didn't get injured because Tom Thibodeau played too much. Derrick Rose got injured because he jumped up in the air and came down the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Let's get that out there. It had nothing to do with Tibbs. Yeah. He jumped up in the air, came down, he landed the wrong way, and he messed his knee up. They had nothing to do with Tom Thibodeau running people in the ground. I never hear nobody that coached Tibbs. I never heard it. No player ever said that dude was like that, except for the people out here because he played God. That's what you get paid for. I understand you got to make adjustments, but man, I think Tibbs is the man for us. But yeah, I mean, that I would say that I agree with y'all, man. But I think Tibbs get a bad rap from that standpoint about players think he run them in the ground. No, Tibbs just say, listen, man, we pay you millions of dollars. You go ahead and play some basketball, put your big boy pants on. You know, that's how I look at it. So Julius Randle ain't complaining. He getting 39, 38, 39 a game. He ain't complaining. He got his bag. He ain't complaining. That boy got energy, man.
Yeah, facts. Hey, happy birthday, Rocas. Okay,
Yes, sir.
appreciate that.
Rocas tearing it up over there.
He is another guard. You know, he was picked ahead of Deuce, so that was interesting. What do y'all think about a mid-season tournament, which looks like it might come in as early as next season? You know, that'd be interesting.
Wow, that's a good one.
Well, I mean, what will be the point of it?
It'll have to have some kind of ramification, like extra pick,
Right?
or you know what would be nice if they added the 31st pick, or the winner of this tournament gets a first round pick, but the very last pick. That'd be that way. Some teams that go, nah, it's just not worth going for. We rest our players, and some organizations go, no, we're going to go all in, try and win that tournament.
Right.
Yeah, make more competitive. Make the NBA more competitive looking, and then make the players go harder, so they can be playing for something. That's why I liked the play-in. I like the way they did the play-in. I like the way they did that lottery system. So you just can't tank to get that. Well, listen, New Orleans Pelicans, they didn't tank, and they got Zion Williamson. Shit. So I'm glad they did that. I thought that was good to make these teams, fight to get in the playoffs, and also, make it harder for you to get to just go tank in the NBA, man. I like that. I think Adam Silver did a good job of them two things right there. The tournament thing, I'm worried about injuries, probably.
Get this, fellas. How interesting would this be if you end up stealing, or you get to steal the pick of the team that you beat in the final of that playoff tournament?
That would be dope.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
It'd be like Death Race, That'd have all eyes on it,
Mm-hmm.
And salute, Rocas will be back for the playoffs. Hey, let's see. That's going to be real interesting. But I think this roster, I've been saying it, fellas, it's not gonna look like it is right now, and we all agree there'll be some moves coming up. But it's about just keeping our head above water until that time comes. And December 15 is the first time when free agents that were signed can be moved. So that's a little only 3 weeks away. So we're about to head into a storm. We've got like Chicago, Miami, Boston, Brooklyn coming up, Atlanta. Games are coming thick and fast. So we need to turn this around ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, and this is why that tomorrow is such an important game. We gotta get off to a great start tomorrow and really put on, because we got some dogs coming into the Garden, and we got to go out and play some people for the next 7-8 games after tomorrow. So we have to work hard, because if not, that December 15th is coming up and the Knicks are playing around, they're gonna have to make something happen quick, because the fan base is going to be on you, the Boo Birds from the Gardens are going to be on you, staff is going to be on you, and all of us up here is going to be like, change has to be made. So I'm just wait. It's a wait and see. It's a wait and see right now, but I'm almost for sure that either or something's going to happen with this team, trade or something, free agent, somebody's coming in.
Yep. Yeah, I just think, I think we hope we see Alec Burks in the starting lineup next game. That'll give this team the juice it needs, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the first step. I think it's the first step. Quiet Money said, Booker, he said Burks coming in for Kemba Walker, he said.
Okay.
I mean, that's interesting. I don't know.
It really is. I was like, he said that early in the chat, and I thought about that too. I'm like, man, you mess around and put Alec Burks at the one.
Yeah.
More size, better defense.
I actually wish he came in for Fournier, though. And because I just think I want Fournier to have a chance to play with that second unit. Yeah. I think Fournier will start doing what he's doing. I mean, what we're used to seeing him do. Because one thing about Fournier, and I think you guys were talking about it earlier when you mentioned Fournier and somebody else. I couldn't remember Grimes. Do I think that Grimes will come in right now and play better than Fournier? Yes. But do I think that overall Fournier would be better than Grimes? He's just slumping really bad right now. He's playing worse than I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, that's what I actually was trying to get to earlier. It's not that Grimes can't come in here and produce for us. And that's what the statement I was trying to make earlier. Like, no, but I do think Grimes will help us out right now. But I don't think Grimes is better than Fournier. But I think right now, because of the way Fournier playing, Grimes would be beneficial to the team right now. If you move Fournier and sit him down for a minute, that was my real take on that with him. That's what I was trying to get to make that emphasis. That I don't think that Fournier, you need to sit him down and let Grimes get in there and get some flow going to help us. But right. Grimes ain't no Evan Fournier, especially when you get to the playoffs. He ain't got that type of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just play the hot hand. That's all I ask.
Right. Exactly.
He's playing well. Quickly's playing well. Obi's minutes need to go up. Just, you're stubborn if you don't let the players that are playing well play more. Simple as that.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't want to put it all on Tibbs because, like we said, maybe Leon Rose, he does have a boss that he answers to. And Divine makes a great point. The boss paid $19 million to Evan Fournier. If he tells you, give Evan Fournier 25 games, then your hands are tied.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Obi's got to start playing at the 3, though. I think that'll get Obi more minutes. Got to get him at the 3 and start giving RJ some flow, some love at the 2. That'll help because there's only so much. I mean, listen, we got to be honest. There's only so many minutes that Obi can take from Randall. We want our team to win. Randall's got to play.
Yep, absolutely. That's how we got to last year. That boy put his franchise on his back last year. Randall put not the team, the franchise.
Right.
He put the franchise on his back last year, boy, and took us to the playoffs, him and Tibbs.
Then got to the first round and
Yep. And just didn't have enough firepower. And that's what's so disappointing right now, CT. We didn't have enough firepower. We brought in firepower and it just ain't working right now. That's what's so disappointing.
I heard you say this earlier, or another. There might have been a show or two ago. I'm glad this is happening now, and not left in the season, 25 quarter left in the season, and now everything done fell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I look at it like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Give it time to be corrected. We have time to correct it. You know what I mean? When it's too late, it's too late. Yeah, that's how I look at it. Like, we got time to correct it right now. So, and that's a good thing.
That's why I just said, to the great question was asked before about 30 games, KJ Dub. I would sign up for 1 game over at 500 after 30 games. Does not matter how many games over, as long as it's 1 game over. Because with 30 games down, there's still, 50 left. So, that's, remember, we only made our run at the end last year when we won 9 in a row.
Right.
All you got to do is hit one streak at the right point, and you're already over 500, and you just continue. And we don't know how this East is going to shake out. If Philly trade Ben Simmons to the West, what does Philly look like? We're only 1 game behind them right now. I've been saying Atlanta Hawks, don't sleep on them not going up because DeAndre Hunter's out. Trae Young struggling with these new rules. Sometimes they just catch lightning in a bottle, and maybe that luck's gone.
Right, and look, Atlanta got hot last year. They got hot at the end of the year and into that playoff, just like Miami got hot. So it's like the same thing. We got hot after a while, then we cooled off a little in the playoffs. And like I said, a lot of teams hasn't hit that hot streak yet. Like I said, once we get in that 3-4 game winning streak, we can go from 7 to 2 or 1 like that. It's just that we have to make our shots and take the balls to the basket. That's the problem. Get to that free throw line, man. Get to the free throw line.
Let me ask the chat and panel this question. With the way the Knicks playing basketball, I would take 8 and 7 all day. And bad as we playing, and so with some of our players playing, and our defense was suspect for a minute, a couple of games this year, and we still 8 and 7.
Word.
Yeah, that's true.
Right line.
You know what's crazy? Every time we look, Man, it must be the life of a Knicks fan, man. Because we definitely disappoint ourselves. Well, our team disappoints us because of our expectations. But every time we look at something like the world, the sky is falling. Then what happens? Something happens to open our eyes and say, oh, man, you know what? It was bad, but maybe it wasn't that bad. Like, because we lost to Orlando. Then the Nets barely beat Orlando by 2 points. So maybe Orlando's playing good basketball right now. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, it looked bad because we should have beat them, but it is what it is. Execution. Sometimes the team comes out and they're playing well.
Fact. You know what with me though, I was never upset at who we lost to. It was the way we lost them.
Right.
It was giving up leads that frustrate. It was our best player not looking like they're taking it seriously. You know, fumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
No hustle.
Yeah, the $19 million signees and the Kemba Walker signee not looking a shell of themselves. It was a combination. But I always respect Orlando. I respect Cleveland and that. I never threw shade at them. I just thought we're better than them. But they gained my respect. You know, Jalen Suggs, Evan Mobley, and that they might be generational talents. And I've been saying if you hit the luck with the lottery, you can quickly elevate above middle of the pack teams real fast if these players ascend. And I'm disappointed. RJ looked like Star J. You know, after that Pelicans game, we were on here all giddy. You know, I go back and watch that show, and then now it's like Star J is back to RJ.
Right. It's a good point. Let me just say something real quick, and I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta actually start preparing. I'm gonna go on and do a show tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I got some stuff I gotta get ready. But what I wanted to say, guys, is I think that, you know, what's bothering me the most about how the Knicks are playing lately is I think they've been playing good defense. I think we're losing because we're not scoring. And the fact that we went out and brought in Kemba and Fournier, and now we are worse scoring the basketball than we were last year, that is like, the irony is crazy to me. That's what's bothering me the most. And that's why I look at it and I say that Tibbs needs to do different things. And hopefully they have practice again. So hopefully they worked on some things. He needs to work on plays to make it easier for guys to score. Guys are losing confidence with their jump shots. They're shooting threes and instead of getting twos, they're selling for threes and they're not hitting them. And the pick and roll game is one thing. Fine, we could use that. But what about the back cuts? You know, the down screens, things to get to the basket, to develop easy layups. Like, we got to do stuff like that to get our guys going and get that confidence up, man. We need to play basketball kind of like sometimes you got to take it back to your fundamentals that you learned in high school and college in order to get your team going again. That's what I want to see Tibbs orchestrate, especially with the starting lineup, because the bench players, they got a system. They got comfortability. They got a culture. They have their own thing. They're good. It's the starters need to get that. And maybe, you're, like you guys said, CT, if Burks is injected into the starting lineup, maybe you start to see some of that. I mean, at least we know that he wasn't perfect the last game. I think he was 4 for 10 or 4 for 12. But at least he hit a couple shots. Guys ain't hitting anything. So whatever it takes to get them back to where they need to be. And, you know, definitely salute to y'all. Salute to Spreewell the Dream, Baked Beans, Divine, KJW, CT. You know how we do.
Yes, sir, my brother.
I appreciate y'all, man. And definitely, if y'all ain't doing nothing at 11 a.m. and you just want to watch more Knick content, I'll be on doing a kind of like a post-game, pre-game sort of thing.
Yeah, we represent, you know that.
I'm gonna see Beans. There might be a panel. I'm gonna see how it's going, how I feel, because you know my Saturday show's been going like 3.5 hours, so I ain't Uncle Freezy.
I just want to speak my mind, man. That's all, man.
I hear you. Now we may let everybody get their chance to jump on. So
appreciate you, Ron.
Thank you for coming on tonight.
Always a pleasure, man. I love chopping it up with you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Anytime, man.
Later.
Yo, CC, can I ask y'all a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Why RJ look so good with this second unit, man? Somebody talk to me, man. Somebody talk to me. Is it because they athletic, running, gunning, and that's his game? What's up? Talk to me. Like, come on now.
I think so. I think that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
I think they free flow and they play like college boys down there. You know what I mean? The quickly OB and Derrick Rose get up and down that floor the way they be playing, man. See, that's the disappointing thing because that first unit don't got no lot other than Mr. Robinson. Them cats don't got nobody who got a good connection like OB and my man. What's his name? Quickly they got a good connection. You know what I mean? That's what you're right though. RJ plays good with that second unit because I think that's the type of style of play that he used to playing in Duke, getting up and down the floor. RJ was never really a half court player. You know, I think his transition game was more better than his half court game. But I think that's what it is to me. Beans. I just think that he playing with them young boys and they running and having fun.
Now, if Tibbs was smart, right? Here, my bad, CT. If Tibbs was smart, he would play it like that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, give Burke some more minutes with the starting unit. I'm not saying bench RJ, Shaq. Y'all know how y'all get. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you know, when he make them substitutions, let RJ run with the second unit more and let Burks run with the first unit more. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying because he look amazing with that second unit, man.
I think he did that last time, right? CT the last game. I think he had Quickly, Obi, RJ, Randall, I think it was Burks. He had almost them cats at the one time. I like, man, that offense looked good right there, yo. That was pretty good.
Yeah, center. Yeah, and then
I think it's like Team Canada is what I was going to say. When he knows he's the top guy, his confidence goes up. When he's sharing the court with Randall, the confidence is sort of up and down because he's not getting the touches, you know.
Yeah. That's why I wanted them to interject somebody who can get that first unit up and down the floor a little bit. We just we playing all half court basketball. Kemba Walker and all four of them guys, they playing half court basketball, and that's why I thought about the OB and the Burton guy just to break that thing to get a little flowing in the first unit, man. So. But yeah, RJ, I think he loves playing with them guys, man. I really do. I like that lineup he had out there. I wouldn't have a problem. You just took OB top and Emmanuel Quickly, put him in the first unit for a few times a game and let them play together anyway, and watch how that team change. Because now they all can get up and down the floor, and you still got Randall and RJ playing in that lineup. I would have to think about that with Mitch in a heartbeat.
Yeah, facts. And with RJ, he's got to get more consistent. Like I love RJ, but. This is his third year now. You can't be 5 points one game, 30 the next. 3 points one game, 10 points. It's time to show out. Like, come second half of this season, my expectations, and I'm going to be a little bit more harsh on RJ because we go as far as Randall takes us, but whether RJ has a good game or not has a huge impact on whether we win. I don't need to pull up no stats. But if Julius does his thing and RJ, he has no help, we usually don't win. If Julius has a great game and RJ also has a good game, we're tough to beat. The nights when RJ, he just goes missing too many times. And, Hey,
Beans, that was a great question. And CT, to your point, RJ is probably one of the youngest ones on that second team. I mean, he's more of the alpha on that second team. Julius is the alpha on that first team, and you got to figure you got Kemba, you got Fournier, and you got not Gibson. Who else you got? You got Mitch, the other young guy. But RJ's the youngest one on that team, so they look at him like RJ, you the little brother, man. We got this. The second unit is more you. So to that point, Beans, you're right. It's more energy he has because he's more the alpha on that second unit. And he can tell the guys what to do, and they more listen to him. I think that's the reason why you see him running better with them.
Yeah. And for RJ Barrett too, we gotta remember he's 21 years, the youngest guy on that team. When he came into the NBA, he didn't have a good shot. So I want to give him his flowers because he started developing that shot over the first year, second year, and he went from 14 to 17. I think he could do better now. But I mean, he's a young man, man, and you know what? That's why I just say that second unit. I mean, that first unit, all that bad play is starting to rub off on all of them. You know what I mean, I think Fournier's bad plays affected everybody. You know what I mean? Because now you're putting the pressure back on RJ to come up in the time when you thought that's what we brought Fournier in for, to take the pressure off of RJ. You know what I mean? And I think that because he's not taking the pressure, he's not playing good. It's like it just that bad apple. It's just like it just affecting that whole core, man. Because I think if Fournier was playing good right now, I don't think the pressure beyond RJ when Julius having a subpar game. You know, and let's hope that he get together. But RJ do need to get consistency. You know, we ain't gonna use. I don't want to use the young thing. I'm not trying to say because he's young. That's the reason why he's doing it. But now is the time. So you know, if he's gonna take that next step and that next maturation, that was my main problem with RJ coming to the camp this year. He need to be more consistent. He got to be more consistent, man. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this real quick, Devon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just Devon, you too, CT, K-Dub. So basically, what I'm feeling is if we change the point guard or put somebody like Quickly in there, and then we put Fournier in a bench with Burks, that should help out RJ, correct? You think so? Like they'll get into that fast, quick, you know what I'm saying? Like that moving situation. Like I think that would help. What y'all think?
I agree. I think we need somebody to absolutely. We need to get up and down that floor to help RJ out because he done improved his shooting game a lot. But when the shooting on, and at least we can get up down the floor, get some transition points, guys. I think he'd be good.
Right, and also quickly he could pick somebody up full court and starting the game off that. We need that full court.
Hey, peep this, fellas. Tomorrow, the Wizards play the Heat, which is great. One of them gonna knock each other off, and the Hawks play the Hornets. So if the Hawks can knock off the Hornets and we win, we tie the Hornets in the 5th spot.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited about tomorrow now. You guys got me juiced, you know, in the chat because we're about to hit a wall, and this is the first game. Hopefully, Tibbs made the adjustment and he had the practice to see what it looks like because we all know it's hard to make a change when there's no practice. And I think these guys should, around about now, they should start be getting more chemistry with one another. You know, about the 15 game mark, you should know your tendencies. You know, you should have watched a heck of a lot of film, you know, fellas. 15 games of film. If they don't, they're not dedicated to their craft. You know, it's all ego otherwise. You know, I know it's an ego-driven league, but some players just need to swallow their pride because their performance is out there for the world to see on the video. If you're not cutting it, then take a back seat. You know, and Baked Beans and Divine was talking about Kevin Knox. You know, he's like a forgotten man. Could his shooting and length be used on the bench if Alec Burks comes in?
I think I'm open to giving all them cats a try, man. Hey, I just want to piggyback on something you said, CT. And like you said, just looking at these standards right quick, the Hornets is 9-7, right? We 8-7. If we win tomorrow and go to 9-7, remember the Hornets got to play the Hawks. So if they lose, if Philly got the Blazers tomorrow, even though we jump ahead of Philly because we beat them 2 times, the Knicks would be 5th in the East tomorrow if they win, and them other cats lose. Yeah. And you got Miami playing the Wizards, and one of them would drop down to the 6 losses, and we got 7. You know what I mean? That's why I was saying between the next 4 games. What you said earlier about the quarter of the season, the way this thing shake up, the Knicks could be down there 4th of the East if they get on their grind.
Facts, eh? That's why, you know, we're so invested. That's why these losses frustrate us too, Beans. You know, like
Facts.
Yeah, I think so because we can be doing better, but we just not doing it. And then it's like we in the crunch time situations. Like, all right, now our backs is against the wall again. So, all right, we're gonna win tomorrow. Cool. All right, then what we gonna do after that? We feeling good? All right, we're gonna get our head knocked off. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get consistent at something. Playing defense, offense, something. Can we get consistent at something?
Yep.
We're consistently inconsistent, Beans.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Word. Word.
But
to me, it started on defense though. CT and Devon and being the defense is key. We playing that defense, it's gonna be hard to stop us.
Yeah, that's what it's about right there. And we've been playing good the last 3 games, man. Defensively, you know, hey, the Atlanta on a 3-game winning streak, and Hornet on a 4-game winning streak. Atlanta beat them. They only 1 game under 500. Yeah, like I said, we could move up tomorrow. And the Heat and the Wizards, one of them going to have 6 losses. I mean, that's why we just got to keep battling, man. Keep fighting, scrapping, man. Get to turn this ship around, bro. We the only ones in the NBA playing good basketball right now. You know what I mean? You know, it's a lot of teams out there ain't playing good. I'm looking at Cavaliers. They lost 3 in a row. Raptors 3 in a row. Wizards 2 in a row. You know what I mean? So we just got to find a way to get on a win and get some winning going. I think that we'll be back up where we need to be, though.
Let me ask you all this, you know, which Rockets player going off for a career high tomorrow? No, I'm just kidding.
I hope nobody, man. Damn, I gotta pick somebody, though.
You know that, like I said to KJ, these West teams only play an MSG once a year. These for these young ballers like Jalen Green and that, this is their final.
Kevin Porter Jr., right?
Yeah, he out tomorrow.
You gotta watch out for the big man. What's the big man name again?
Oh, Christian Woods.
Christian Woods, yeah.
Don't let him have a 30-20 game.
Yep. And I tell you who we got to watch out on defense then, because he might, with his athleticism, the way he played, Kenyon Martin Jr. make it hard on Julius Randle, because he's really an athletic dude, man. He played like his dad to a degree. I mean, I don't know if it's size, but I don't know if that's his natural position. I don't know if it's a 3 or 4, but Kenyon Martin Jr., boy, he be going hard down there.
Yeah, facts, right? See, a young team with no fear of losing, nothing to play for, they're dangerous.
Yeah, and he got springs like his pops.
Yeah, man, they got that kid Tate. Like I said, they might be 1-13, but you know, you got to look at how, you know, what maybe the way they was losing, how close they were losing games, or blah blah blah. You never know that, you know. So I ain't gonna take them for granted. We're gonna go there and smack these boys tomorrow. Don't play with them.
And then, you know, low key, it might be a little scouting going on. Listen, y'all ain't doing nothing this year, man. You know what I'm saying? You never know, man. You not Leon and them get, man.
Hey, let me ask you something. Hey, CT, hey, Baked Beans and KJ, buyout market here. Buyout market here. We didn't really do nothing significant, and Houston buys out John Wall. You go get him? If they buy him out.
If Brunson's not available, because I think that Jalen Brunson thing is something to watch with us struggling with the point guard. You
don't think they're going to sign him?
No, they haven't got the money. They paid Tim Hardaway. And
yeah, you're right. Then
he's restricted, so they're going to offload him to get something.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got no problem giving up Kemba, because we know Leon likes to keep it in the family. You got Obi. Now, to get Rick Brunson, his first client's son,
good signing,
who's on New York, who Rick Brunson used to be an assistant on New York, and there's rumors he will join New York in the future.
Mm-hmm.
To bring in another New Yorker like Jalen Brunson, that'd be tidy with Derrick Rose backing him up.
Yeah, that'd be nice. The Brunson. I like the Brunson game. He nice. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's interesting, man. So I don't think we see the final piece of the puzzle, but I just brought that out there because I think you got to watch out for Miami. If John Wall go on the market, I guarantee, you know, from what I hear, Miami looking at to get him.
And still remember, Oladipo ain't played yet.
Right.
On Miami, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about Oladipo. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler Hero, for some reason, playing the hell out. He's shooting the lights out the basketball this year. He had like 25 or something.
Salute South Guna. The Turkish player on the Rockets, his countryman, is a bit of a bully. He's quicker than Randall. Be an interesting battle. Yeah, he was a high talented pick.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a good draft, man. You got to get used to their flowers, and they had a good draft. They had one of the better drafts than a lot of people. You ask me.
What's up with our G League player, man? Let's talk a little bit about him. Who is this guy down there just violating that game that Grimes was just down there and dropped 25 and 9?
Yeah.
Our forward had 32 and 15.
Yeah, Luca Samantha.
Who is this guy?
They drafted him in 2019, right? San Antonio.
Yeah, he was the first round pick.
2019. Yep.
Yeah, the 20th overall pick. Bake. Yeah, he had some character issues with Pop. Got all the talent in the world. Had an incredible combine, which made the Spurs take him. At the 20th pick. He ascended at the very last minute, and they took a gamble on him. He's a stretch 4.
6'10".
Yeah, 6'10". He's got good handle. Can defend well as well. I think they gave that guy a 2-way contract straight away, KJ, because they knew he has talent.
Let me tell you, I'm like Beans. Throw him in there. Throw him in the fire. If you can do that, we got to see what you can do. And McBride, let's see what they can do. They put those numbers up.
Yeah, okay, dog.
Now I'm saying they putting these numbers up. They're in practice every day with these guys. We need the young legs out there. If these other legs are not doing it for us, throw them out there in the fire, even if it's 2-3 minutes, just to see what they give you, and then go back from there. But we need to throw them out there.
Yeah,
you good, Beans?
Yeah, like that's crazy, man. Because if he catch fire, we bring him up. Is this gonna be enough? Where he gonna play? He gonna play behind Randall, Obi? It's gonna be like that's all I'm saying. Like if we bring him up, let's just not to sit on. You know what I'm saying? Like God forbid,
where he plays, there's going to be a shake-up, Beans, and they'll move Noel or Mitch or someone. They'll clear some of this log jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because he can play center too, right?
Yeah, 6'10".
Yeah.
Stretch it. Yep.
Stretch 5. Yep. He's got a solid build.
I think it's going to be some wheeling and dealing CT.
I'm going to have to watch me some Westchester.
Because you know what it is? Eventually, I think the Knicks going to move on from Knox. I hope not, but I don't know how Kim I don't know if that's gonna be long term for the Knicks. You know what I mean? But to say, you bring that cat up here and you got him, Obi, them cats can athletic, and Deuce and Grimes and I mean, oh man, and quickly. I mean, you got your future set in New York, and then you just get the right player to play in front of them. Like, we right now we thought it was Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, but you mess around and bring in another player that can help Randall them out, and you might have to move one of them to. At least you got your future set. And I think the Knicks' future is set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they got a lot of talent. You got Rokas ain't even over here. Right, he balling out. You got 5 or 6 first rounders still. I'm like, what the? So,
there's gonna be some wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing, bro.
We might have to do a 5-hour trade deadline show or something.
So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting this week, though. It's gonna be interesting after tomorrow, fellas. We're gonna come in here tomorrow on these streams. Either we're gonna be say, okay, we're gonna be like blow this thing up, but we're gonna be like, okay, look like they getting back on their groove. That's what it's gonna be tomorrow. So we go right down to Chicago. We go right to Chicago the next day. That's why the Knicks got it. That's why I was disappointed with Orlando. Got real quick, and I let the next person get it taken. We should have blew Orlando out, for we could have put them young boys in and think like just like tomorrow. We need to go in there and beat them boys, blow them out, so you can rest the starters because they got a game the next day. So they got to go in there and try to give it to these cats, man, and that way Grimes and all these guys can get in there, and them starters can sit maybe the rest of the fourth quarter. And that way, get ready for that game the next day in Chicago Monday. So that's why these games mean so much. That's why we get disappointed when they lose like this, man. Come on, man. I got to beat these cats, man. What it is.
The East is tough, fellas. Like, aside from the bottom team, which is like Orlando, I think, which beat us, like, yeah, Cleveland's one to look out for. That Evan Mobley is going to be like the next, beast in the East. And I think every year teams sort of show you that they're on the slide. I think Philadelphia with Embiid, and who knows what his future holds with his knees and whatnot. The East is wide open. Look how slow Milwaukee have started, fellas.
Yeah. I like Detroit Pistons. I think they're gonna be pretty good in a couple of years. I think a couple of years they're gonna be pretty good. Dwayne Casey got some talent down there, young talent, and they play hard. You know what I mean? And defensive minded. I think once some cats get back, probably get a little better in the next year or two, they're gonna be real. They're gonna make that buy-in. I think next year. I think the Pistons. I'm gonna put that out there. I think the Pistons next year might play for a play-in. I meant to say not buying but playing. I think they're gonna be there next year.
Right, and also besides Cleveland, you got Orlando. Like you said, the Pistons. A lot of these lower tier teams got not a nice young talent for the next 2-3 years. When some of these guys are getting a little older, they get on the league, they got a core of young people coming in. So you're looking at piece. So right now, the Knicks cannot play around. And that's why it's so important for us to get these off to a good start, because if not, we don't want to get back behind the 8 ball. We need to know what our young guys can do to compete against the other young guys that we see in the East. And to me, if you keep this young core together with RJ, Mitch, Grimes, McBride, and some of the other new guys, these is our new core that's going to come up. So we got to see what they can do out there together. And quickly, I'm sorry, I didn't throw quickly in there.
Yeah,
so
I think we will.
Do you think out of those 5 guys, quickly, McBride, Grimes, Mitch, and RJ, will they be here in the next 3 years?
Mitch, I don't think. I think RJ's here for the long haul. They want to make at least one example of a drafted player that hangs around. They trade RJ out of here. That's stability for 3 decades. You know, shown. We still don't have a player on their second rookie deal since Charlie Ward.
Yeah, wow.
So if RJ doesn't become that player that gets re-signed, then it is a legit curse.
I think he stayed. I think RJ and Randall. You know, I think RJ Randall with Middleton and Giannis. What I mean by timeline, the way they was built, the way they put it together. Though they didn't draft Randall, but Randall done been here 3 years now, and Randall and RJ been here 3 years. So I think they're gonna give RJ his extension. Him and Randall gonna ride out the next 4 years, and you might have to bring a star player in here to play with them. But I do think, as far as the other guys, I could see them staying here, but I also could see it all depends what happens in trades. You know, that's why I don't get too sentimentally caught up in all these guys, because I just know that it's a business, and somebody might say, you want this guy, you might got to throw in Grimes and McBride, you might have to throw in one of them. You might have to throw in quickly or Obi. You know, it's a business, so it's hard to say, but I would like for them to stay here. But at the same time, you know, we got to see what they could do full term. You know what I mean? But I like what we drafted, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree a little bit with y'all. I'm gonna say Mitch gets the second contract before Randall, and this is why. Because I think if it comes down to it, I think they'll trade Noel before they trade Mitch.
I agree.
He gets the extension before RJ does, so he'll be the first Knick that we had for a minute.
Yeah, I think Mitch is getting their respect, the way how hard he's playing, fellas, through injuries and that. And he also has more upside than Noel. But I'd love to see him get that baby jumper that Noel has, at least. You know, and he's been getting better at those free throws.
Mm-hmm. He's getting his rhythm back. He played good the last game. Listen, man, he played against Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba, a big 7-foot line like that, 6'10", 6'11", and 7 foot, 7'2", 3, whatever. He had 13 and 12, something like that, 2 blocks, and he was bodying up Mo Bamba. I seen one play he went up against Mo Bamba there and knocked the boy to the other side of the line. So I think Mitch look like he's getting his root, but I do agree with you on that one. Big Baked Beans. And even if you sign Mitch, know that depending on how you go. If I was Mitch, I was like, you know what? I'll take $10 million right now to prove myself. Take $10 million a year. I don't care. 11. Give him Robert Williams contract. I just think I'm concerned. Like I agree with you right there because I'm concerned with Noel's health, man. He's just fragile, bro. That brother, he's like 150, $150 wet, $150 wet. You know what I mean? I just think that's not going to bode well for him.
He's great. He taps the ball. He steals.
Mm-hmm. He does.
They both getting hurt. They're scared between Mitch and Noel, man. I don't know how long they can hold up for through 82 games, and so that's the frustrating part because Mitch is so young and he getting hurt like the way he getting hurt. So it's like, where do we go if a deal is really there for Mitch? What do we do? He's so young and he got an affordable contract. So those questions happen. But obviously, I think the Knicks will keep him because of his contract and his age. Noel, $30 million for 3 years, 3 years, $30 million. You can get rid of that contract. You can get rid of Burst's contract.
Yeah, his
draft picks. So
that's what Cat coming at, yo. Quit playing. Y'all better
I'm
go
saying.
ahead. Yo, I could put $35 million easy together for Cat with a bunch of first round picks in the Knicks.
It matches everything. The money matches. So it's like, why not?
And the reason why I like it, dude, he only got 2 years left on that deal. It ain't like he got 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? The Cat after this year, he had 2 years left on that deal, or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think Cat had a couple of years left, maybe 2 or 3. But he's worth it though. He's worth it.
Yeah, facts. And hey, KJ got to get out of here for tonight. Appreciate you.
Yeah. The morning, hey, look, as always, good rocking out with you, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed.
Fine, gentlemen. Thank you for your takes. Look, we do take nothing lightly. We like to give our debates. We love it. We Knick fans. We here to win. So salute Big Beans, my brother Devon, my brother CT. I'm out. Look, fellas, tomorrow I got a couple events tomorrow and Sunday. So I'll probably be with you guys on tomorrow night after the Houston game.
Okay.
And also, I'm going to miss a little bit of the Sunday game in Chicago, but I'll be in probably after that too. So I just want to let y'all two brothers know what's going on. Hey, Beans, brother. I always like it, brother. Let's keep it going. Knicks Nation. Again, the score tomorrow, I got it 117. No, I'm sorry, I had it 118 to 85. I'm out.
All right, brother. Peace.
No doubt.
Hey, salute KJ Dub. Appreciate you coming through. Hey, it's been a good show, fellas.
Yes,
it's been
indeed.
a good show. Chop it up Friday night, Knicks. Big game tomorrow. I know I can hear a remnants of confidence out of your mouth, so I know you expect us to get it done.
Yeah, man. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, man. If we don't win tomorrow, man, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get real ugly. And I hate to say it, but it's gonna get ugly. And we deserve it. And whoever is on, they deserve it, yo. They deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Know what else to say? It's not like we just picking on players. We're picking on what they're producing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep. And you know what? But you know what? And if we lose tomorrow, it should be a hot mess. I think if we lose tomorrow, which I hope we don't, then you're gonna see the shit rolling downhill. Then you're gonna see the noise rumbling in the Madison Square Garden in the front office and all that.
Guys falling.
Yep, I think so. Because you know what? If we lose that game tomorrow, then we should switch this thing up. I'll tell you that right now. If we come out lackadaisical tomorrow and we ain't playing 110%, now this is the one time I will put something on Tibbs. Then I'll say, Tibbs, you ain't got these boys playing good battle. He said it himself the other day. It's on me. You know what I mean? Yep. It's on me. But man, the Knicks come out tomorrow and without no energy and stinking up the joint.
At MSG.
Yeah, it's gonna be different, bro. You're gonna start hearing the rumblings now. You know, you're gonna start hearing rumblings.
I think we were so inconsistent. We could see us lose tomorrow, and then we might come out and beat Chicago and beat the next one.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't overreact too much to a loss or a win, because it's like baked beans.
Like you said, CT, it's just about. It's not about the loss. It's how you lose. The effort and all. Like if you just come out sluggish and all that, you gonna be up here tight just like the rest of us.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I get tight, absolutely. But I just think if let's say we blow the doors off Houston, I won't be too excited because we might come out and lose to Chicago. So I'm like, win or lose, I'm like, okay, I want to see this team continue to improve, get better. But I just think this won't be the squad moving forward. You know, like the Kemba thing was an experiment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Tomorrow, let's say that's my thing. I don't have a problem if we blow them out and lose to the Chicago Bulls. I can accept that. Yes, salute. I can accept that due to the fact we playing in Chicago, and Chicago is just a way better team than Houston. Let's put that out there. But if we
Okay.
come out tomorrow and stink up the joint against the Houston Rockets, that's 3 games in a row. We lost 2 of them to all 3 of them teams are under 500. And then we get ready to go on a daunting schedule for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 games. You don't want to come out to start in the week after 2 days of practice or 2 days off, games off, blah, and come out the first game out of having the right to get your mind right, and you lose to a 1-13 team. That's just it's disappointing, but it also is like, damn, you cats ain't taking this stuff seriously. And so what I mean by you'll hear a lot of rumblings, but I mean by that is I think you're going to see some lineup shakeup. That's what I'm really trying to say. I'm not saying that we're going to blow the thing up. The earth is falling. But if we come out there and lose tomorrow, and in a certain type of, like Bean said, with no energy, we just let these young boys rubber down us. That's what I mean by it's going to be the MSG going to run. I think it's going to be some lineup switching going on after that game. That's what I'm really trying to say.
Yep.
There'll be some lineup switching, man, because they can't come out tomorrow and stick this joint up like that.
But we gotta have faith and say we gonna get this dub, man.
Facts.
Yep. They will be on. Divine, Knicks Real Talk pre-game. Let's chop it up some more then, but it's been a great show.
Facts.
Great to have everyone come through, all the panelists, KJ Dub, Ron, still Knicks fam, Spree, you know how it is. Everyone's passion beans. Again, I appreciate your passion beans. We go way back.
Sir, man.
Man and Sim.
Yes,
Shout out to Blonde Cheers too, man. Uncle Freezy, I see you.
Yep. Freezy. Hey, Stephanie, Queen's Court. Hey, Tone Crow, Knicks and Bruises came through. Appreciate you, fam. Everyone, the chat's been on fire again. It's going to be full of passion tomorrow, win or lose.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
We might be fifth seed talking about we're going to go all the way.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we have a good turnaround tomorrow. Just win a game, man. We just need to win a game. You know what I mean? We just need to end this losing streak, win a game, and make us feel a little bit more excited. Because, like I said, sometimes it only takes one, though. You know what I mean? Sometimes it only takes one. You know what I mean? Like, look at you got, like I said, Houston, the Hornets on a 4-game winning streak. They ain't no much different than us. We just need to get a win and come out there, like Bean said, if we got the energy popping, the effort popping. If we play some good defense tomorrow and play with energy, I'm confident we win the game. But we just got to have that. We need to have that second unit energy all game long, man. The first unit need to start just getting at it. You know what I mean? And I think we'd be good, man. I think we go to 9-7. Like I said, I had 117, 104. I think it was 104. I know the predictions. We know we listen. We know we ain't gonna hit these things nails on the head with these scores, but it's fun doing it because if we do, we're like, well, that's what I said we were gonna win by. It's just fun doing it. We gonna score? I don't know. We might score 90. Hell if I know. But I'm gonna guess if we come and play real good and have fun with it, we go 117, 104.
117, 104. I'm in that same area with you. I'm gonna say 115, 99.
But he 1 point more than Shaw Powell. That's a good one. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm going to say with Nerlens Noel back, when he comes back, our defense gets solidified. And what he did against Giannis down in Milwaukee, man, I've never seen a game like that. A player hustle that much, poking the ball, stealing, icing the pick and roll. He's a problem out there. Whatever 150 soaking wet, he's throwing that frame around like nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even that. That's why I'm kind of excited, CT, because Mitch played Giannis in that game good. Noel helped play him good. I think Mitch is starting to get that little bit of rhythm back. I think he's starting to get his stamina back and all that. And I hope he was in practice these last couple of games, going up and down the floor, getting some more, working on that body. I hope Mitch come out there and have a good kick. I think he can really have a good stretch for it. He's going up against DeAndre Ayton in a couple of games. He's going up against Anthony Davis and all them guys. Now we don't see the real Mitch come out here. It's going to be interesting, man, for sure.
Yeah, it is. And before we get out of here, who's going to be a player of the game?
Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson. I think I'm going with Mitch the next 4 games. I think his impact is going to be pretty good. I think you're going to see double Mitch in the next 4 games.
With his teams.
Right.
He's having some shoe problems, Beans. He's breaking every shoe.
Word, like Come on, man. We gotta. What? My bad. Y'all say the question one more time.
Who's going to be your player of the game tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm gonna go with. If Quickly in the starting lineup, I'm going with Quickly. If it's just the regular starting unit with the second unit, I'm gonna go with Burks because I think he found his groove low key.
Yep. Yeah, I think he might pull the trigger.
Ooh, I can't wait till tomorrow morning to see what they say that starting lineup gonna be. I will. Yeah, that would be interesting to see if Burks up in there. Burks is up in there. That's gonna be. We gonna be like psyched about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna shock you all into who might be player of the game tomorrow. Evan Fournier.
You better make me pee on myself.
You know why? Because I think he knows his ass is on fire right now.
Right.
And, he hasn't had a good game since Boston, so he's due.
KJ got Julius. I thought about Julius on that one too. I did. KJ, good one. I thought about Julius on that one.
Yeah, facts. Right. Hey, with that said, let's close it down for tonight. In less than 24 hours, we'll have hopefully put the beat down on Houston and picked up another win at home. Because God knows we need another win at home. But let's see. If we get up big, I want us to put our foot on their throat and not let them in the game. I want to see Grimes and McBride play most of the fourth quarter because it's a 35-point margin.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
That's when I get scared. When we get up big, that's when I start shivering. Like, oh man, here we go. Like, and for some reason, and I know that's foul, but when we get a little 15, 16-point lead, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. And Julius would jack up a fadeaway. They'll go on a 10-0 run. And
oh, man. He want to bring the ball up. Once he start that, we know we in trouble.
You know what I like to see? If we get up that big tomorrow, I like to see them say, Kemba, thank you for the offense. You gave us 15, 17 points. McBride, get in here. Get up 15 or something like that. Bring them boys in there. Bring that energy. Bring that defense in there. Okay, we got the offense. Be good. Bring them young. Bring somebody like McBride and quickly who can pressure that ball. We probably keep that lead.
Yeah, I think he'll be fresh coming out of Westchester, Divine.
Mm-hmm.
The man put up 25. He's going to come in there, light it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a Tibbs pick.
Yeah.
Like you said. Let's hope. I still want to see that defense too that we'd speak of. Picking people up full court. I don't think they have too many players we need to worry about. It's when teams have a great backcourt that I get real worried because our backcourt is soft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts. Well, Beans, man, give us your last words, man, before we get out of here for the night, man, and give us your thoughts, brother.
All right. First of all, I want to say streets is buzzing. Real talk. My man Devon, my man CT. Thank you for allowing me on your platform once again. I'm just sitting here and I'm learning, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Word, man. But other than that, man, I'm gonna say Knicks get a dub tomorrow, man. And I say we sweep the weekend. We get tomorrow and Sunday, man. Word, man. We get both these games, man. Tomorrow we're going to do it handily. We're going to see what we want, hopefully. Hustle, bustle, grime, gritty, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Our young boys come out. Tibbs let the leash off of them a little bit, just inch by inch. You know what I'm saying? Just inch, but give us a little inch. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, man, just positive vibes, positive energy to everybody in the chat. Shout you out. I know I see all of y'all in there, man. I appreciate the feedback, man. That's what keep us going. And other than that, man, I see y'all guys tomorrow, man.
Salute, baby. Salute, my brother.
Yep. We'll catch you tomorrow when we put the beat down on them. Yep, Divine. Let's close it down.
Yeah, yo. First and foremost, man, salute to the chat. Shaw Powers, Lex Destroyer, John Steele, Nick Fan, KJ in the chat, man. All you guys, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Real talk, man. Y'all make these shows pop. D Cool, Kevin Taylor, everybody, man. Elton, let's get it pop. Pudge, Nice, Shaw Powers, everybody. Lex Destroyer, Nick 100, Steele, Nick Fans. all you guys, man. South Guna,
Elton Lee,
Elton Lee in the building. We
Pudge.
got with my man, can't forget him, Quiet Money, Garfner Hernandez, Garniford Hernandez. I got to get that part. I'm saying that wrong. I apologize for that. But yeah, man, salute to the whole chat, man. Real King, salute to you, man. Real talk, man. You cats keep this thing popping. But yeah, man, Knicks Real Talk, man. I'll be on tomorrow pregame. Y'all look for the notification, man. Roughly around 3 o'clock, I guess, right before the game is 5. We got a 5 o'clock game tomorrow, guys. So maybe like 5:30, 5 o'clock, I'll come on. We get it popping again. Hopefully, we got our energies pumped up for the game. Andre Bryan, thank to you for coming in, my man. Salute to you. Geraldine, you already know what it is. Salute to you. I got Real King, got D Ross, Andre Bryan, I got already. Just the whole chat, man. If I didn't miss your name, y'all know I didn't miss it intentionally. I just got to try to run through everybody. I just want to give y'all props, man, because y'all cast Sherwin. My bad, Sherwin. Salute to you as well. Let's get it popping. We see y'all tomorrow, man. CT, great show. Thanks to the panel. Thanks to the chat. Thank to everybody checking us out. Where you from? Thanks to Tone Crow, everybody, man. Tone Crow was in the building. Nixon Bruce was in the building. NBK family, salute to all you guys down there. The Power Father got a popping down there. Salute to all you guys. Blondes, Tears, BX Sports, Jedi, all you dudes, man. Let's keep it popping. We get this thing back on course. Go Knicks, man. Go everybody, man. CT, salute, my brother.
Salute Divine. Salute Knicks Real Talk in the house. Let's get this dub. Go New York, go. Let's hit it.